Portal, thanks for the primer. Thank you, dude. I'm live on both. W. Chat, if you guys know any hot girthy oilers, I'll be matching all gifted. Or any crypto rug pullers and or pump and dumpers. Portal, thank you very much for your primer. Oshbo, what's up, man? How you doing? I saw you in the YouTube chat this morning. Epsilon with another 300 biddies. God damn it.
MP5
Pop-Tart, thanks for the 11-month primer. Thank you. Even pump and dumpers, that's right. What's up, Melu? Did I say that right? Is that league run by me? It is, yes. Yes. Yeah, Mythic League is the biggest hub in North America. Being blunt, struggling with activity quite a bit right now because Face It just in general has been down, and I'm trying to promote it as much as I can during these Mythic Cups so people get back in. What up, Andre? How you doing, man? You ever listen to any HLTV podcasts? Not normally, no. What's up, Nomad? How you doing? Not because I think it's bad. I'm usually live, and when I have downtime and I'm at my PC or able to listen to it, I'm usually gaming, and I'm usually gaming with people. So guys, this is absolute baiting for more money, but if you go over 300 biddies, Twitch adds a 10% bonus. Kemper, thanks for the 200 biddies.
Nationals is an indoor midget car race that takes place in January on a 1/4 mile dirt oval track at the Tulsa Expo Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, United States. NASCAR calls it the biggest midget race of the year. It is nicknamed the Super Bowl of midget racing.
I don't even know what to say to that, Kemper. Epsilon, thanks for the 300 biddies. Thank you.
Pump and dump these nuts, got him.
Got him. See, dude, you know, Epsilon, you see that shit though? It was more than 10% of the time. What's up, Water Bucket? What's up, Ara? How you doing, man? What's up, Waffleton? Chat, we got a minute and a half left. Surely there is one oiler in here that just hates money. What do you recommend to help get a bit better CS2? I've been trying to learn utility and I've been aim workshop map. I mean, mostly just consistency and playing, man. Never gave us the end of the Jamaican beef patties? Cubes, we literally just watched it. Where'd you go? Damn, you're still live? Yeah. I streamed Blast this morning, played Pugs, just finished my sponsored stream, which was lit, and now we're watching Mythic Cup Finals, baby. Yo, DR, thank you very much for the 14-month resub. Thank you. Less than 1 minute remaining on the scammer chat. What am I looking at, Mr. Flom? We're just waiting. If you look top right is the timer. I got you, Marty. Oh, yeah. Epsilon! Well, Dev, why would he have tickets if he's not gonna be there for work? Wait, what? Epsilon, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you. Baba, what's up, man? How you doing? Nah, Roman, just straight up per million. What's up, Grande? How you doing? What are we drinking at the bar? Something called a Vukare. And I did go kind of crazy the other night, but that was because we actually went out for like a little event. It was fun. But I have not been drinking much. It's been nice. What's up, Drew? Hey, Epsilon, thank you very much again for the bits and the 5 gifted, bro. Okay, welcome back, Baldy. How you doing, Hoff? Mom got the high class taste. I mean, dude, it's not something. It's something that the bartender around here recommended me. Dev, brother, I'm 10 hours plus right now. Can we not today? Thank you. Luffy's, did you just pigeon please in both chats? You did. All right. Bucare, eh? Yeah, it's really good. Epsilon with the 500 biddies, thank you. Yes, Epsilon. Damn, you got the 100 biddies tip from Twitch.
Baiting always work. Is it because he is a master baiter?
We added 50 bits to Epsilon. Sure, bonus bits unlocked. We added 50 more bits. I don't know. How does that work? Four minutes, chat. What's up, Null? How you doing? Who's gonna take this home? I put M80 as the favorites, but these two have not played each other in CS2 yet. Chat, we have less than 2 minutes remaining on the scam train. I currently owe you 5. Which team am I rooting for? Ooh. I like both teams a lot. Nouns peeps will be mad at me because they're always really nice to me, and I do like them, but I am friendlier with the peeps on M80, so I'll be cheering a bit more for the M80 guys. And if I'm being completely transparent, I do think the M80 roster just has a bit more. I think they just have more potential. Like, Creeper, please stop watching YouTubers to get your information. Thank you. Epsilon with the 1,000 biddies. Thank you. Looks 200. God damn. They keep doing bonus bits. I don't know why. Twitch thanks to the 200 biddies. Chat, 30 seconds remaining on the scam train.
How much will they add to this?
Fuggy with the fucking... Oof, the 1,000 biddies, dude. Thank you. Thank you.
Pondering beans.
Oh, Nouns absolutely has a chance, yes. Thank you, Fuggy. Thank you, Epsilon. And then Twisted Skull with another 5 gifted, saving the scam train. Chat out 10. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'll eat 10, boys. I wonder if it does it because Epsilon's like doing it more frequently. Dude, my voice is so gone after these last few days. What's the realistic ceiling? It's really hard to say, man. The realistic ceiling is probably a bit lower, but also it's one of those they don't have a lot of international experience. They don't have none. Like M80 and Nouns are definitely getting their reps, but like, you know, they go there for like a month and then they come back and then they're back here for months and then they go and they play for, you know what I mean? It's like, it's tough. It's tough to really pinpoint it. All right, let me grab a little protein shaky real quick, chat. Three and a half minutes remaining on the scam train, chat. If you know anybody that's done a crypto pump and dump, let me know. Hold on one sec.
Welcome back to the Mythic League, Mythic Winter Cup 2023 of the Cup. I'm Darth Mike. This is Mr. Mark Bach-Wilson, and we're bringing you the grand final of this auspicious 3-day Cup tonight. Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. That was a lot of cups there, Mike. I don't know if you doubled down on the cups. Also, I got to say the hair's fading in color, and now it's coming like this, like kind of white. You look very distinguished.
It's been interesting. Yeah, I've gone full gray-ish. It's kind of a blend of colors. I never dyed my hair before. Didn't feel like buying color-staying shampoo. Apparently, that does not help. So yeah, it's mostly gray now. Which, what I've learned is that I'll look good when I go gray.
Oh, it's
so
Bach!
I feel all right about it. We once upon a time had the Mythic League, so we've just kind of been adding on different appendages to the title of
Getting
events
into the
since
spirit
then.
of things, lick a
Works
my,
out pretty
stroke
well.
a my, suck a my cock.
It's
all right.
It's an interesting look.
All right, Epsilon.
I'll say that for me.
I mean,
Thank you so much for your 300
by
biddies.
comparison, you have hair, and it is a good color. I mean, it's like this weird faded blue gray.
Floofy, thanks for the 1,000
If
fucking
you could
bits.
pair it with a gray
Twitch
beard,
is just using
definitely
these free
would
bits as a
pair
tax
nicely.
write-off.
I think
talked
it's
to
kind
my
of
tax
lacking
guy
in that
and he was
wisdom
like,
category because of
trust
the lack
me,
of a beard.
I'm a tax
Yeah,
guy.
my Gandalf stats
Also,
are not
how did you
really
get in
Bingo.
my house?
But
Anyways, he
it's
told
something
me
doing.
Twitch
It's
is
something
writing off
doing.
all the
It's,
bits for infinite
Sarah told me
money.
it looks like
Don't
what
be
they
like
do
me.
with
Just
older
give
women. They
5
want when they
gifted
want to
so
even out the color in their
FL0M
hair
can
when
match
they're
them for
graying. They
infinite
add
money
blue
for
to
his
it,
own
apparently.
tax write-offs.
So that's the vibe that I'm
Also,
rocking.
if you donate
Old
money
lady
to Flom,
blue
just
gray.
write it off on
That's
your
what we're going for as we're
taxes.
bringing to
We
Atlanta.
can all get
What we're
infinite
bringing
money
into
together.
tonight, though,
Follow
is a
me for
matchup
more
between
invest.
M80 and Nouns, and what should be a spicy
Shine,
one.
what are you
A bit of a
doing?
preview of Atlanta as
Strawbart,
well.
thanks
The
for the
M80
tier
guys
1. Thank
will be
you.
headed over there
Floofies,
for
you're
ESL
cooking.
South
What
Atlanta
in the
before
fuck?
you know it, and they're looking like TF2 characters right now.
Yeah, I'm digging the hats. Rex helmet definitely
What is going on here?
keeps us from really appreciating Rex's appearance. Obviously, our producer Rob having a lot of fun with filters and hats. That's kind of his forte. But this team, for me, I look at them and I'm like, okay, this team was an assembly of tier 2 players that never really like ascended beyond tier 2 for the most part. They were always like the promising young players.
Let him
This
be.
is an
Sorry.
interesting project.
Why do they all have beards?
Chat,
Why do
10
all have
seconds
beards
left.
too?
Oh,
They all have
Just-
beards.
Just wait until you see Nouns on the flip side, because
Oh,
the beards only get better as we look at the other side when you appreciate the opposition.
Oh, all right.
Guys,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh my
it's
god.
5
Is this
floms.
them with my
A team
hair?
of 5 floms. Now that's a terrifying concept indeed.
I feel like those beards are shorter than they should be for a flom beard, though.
Yo, Grand,
It
thank you very much for the
fluctuates,
sub on
fluctuates,
YouTube, by
but
the
yeah,
way.
we could
Dude,
definitely
what
get
the
some more length.
fuck is this?
Can we
little more
live
curve.
edit that? Okay, let's put the pressure on our producer here to live edit longer beards. I think actually, if he were a really good
Who-
producer, each kill the beard would get longer.
Who's rocking the flom beard best of these 5? Do you think?
Oh
Who does
my
it
God.
make it look the most natural on?
You know what? I actually think it looks best on CJ, but the glasses are throwing me. Oh, there we go. It's longer. Perfect. Graphics.
I don't know. I think
graphics
you know.
behind
I
it
think if
matches.
Marky's eyebrows matched, it'd be pretty slick.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a good look. I
CJ
mean,
looks like
Carson's not that
Oni.
bad either. I feel like the perspective actually matches quite
Oh
nicely
my
with
God.
the beard. But something about it just fits CJ. It just works.
There's just something going on the bottom of the hair with Carson that's throwing me. He does look like he's wearing a wig, but it's
a bump
just
it.
seamless on CJ.
It's like a Hollywood bump it, so it casts a shadow. It's coming out so far off of his head that he's actually casting a shadow because he's got such dense locks.
Full pompadour vibe there on the Flom Noun side. But yeah, I mean, we do have a Counter-Strike to talk about theoretically, Mark.
Maybe.
This is kind of an interesting one. Nouns have been on a bit of a downswing. M80 distinctly on the up since the addition of Slacks. I don't know. I think this, to me, this is a very uphill battle for Nouns.
Yeah, Nouns is like a team that I think we keep waiting for Nouns to like push past and ascend to the next level. They are the quintessential North American tier 2 team. Like constantly just waiting for that team to find their stride and push past the level of play that they're currently at, and just not quite doing it. We watched them play at the RMR for Paris.
Yeah,
and
it's been a while since I got a YouTube sub chat. Huge dub.
People probably forget that they went to a best of 3 with Liquid, and had they
Who are we
won,
thinking? Oh, Vertigo, Nuke, Ancient.
But if you look at the map scores,
yeah, I'm down.
Best of 3. They did struggle in the 2 maps that they lost. They kept it close on the one that they won. They won in overtime.
I'm down.
It was like we came into that event probably with higher expectations, just because it looked like their run would be easier, and it just didn't end up being that case. M80 as the
chat. I'm gonna run the ad now. I'm gonna run the ad now. Heads up. Heads up. Heads up. Heads up. Heads up. Before I forget.
M80 like, okay, we came into this with maybe low expectations.
Oh wait, I do 10. I'm gonna give 10 of you ad block. Just get refresh if you get it.
A lot of players that maybe you haven't even heard of from the tier 2 scenes, and we find ourselves here now with a team that is proving to be a little bit more powerful in North America. We'll see what they can do at an international level.
I think it's also about ambitions, right? Nouns has been really stagnant. They've taken players out of the roster, but then they put those players back in. They've been very content to sort of be that 5. They've had some opportunities in Europe. They've had some extended boot camps at that. They've been to a few events, but at those events, maybe a hot start here, maybe a map win there, but nothing to really build
great time
on.
if you're a primer and or prime forgetter, boys.
Content with that. And it was okay a year ago when it was happening, at their first trip overseas, at their first opportunity to crack into the top end of play. But it's been a year now, and we haven't really changed that narrative for them. Whereas for M80, they just came into being in, August? And since then, they've already made a roster change. They've already made a move because they had a European tour. They had a boot camp, and they decided that the level they were capable of there just wasn't it. So they made a change to bring Slacks in to add more experience, add more of a EU perspective, and add a little bit more consistency on the AWP as well. And it's immediately elevated them. And that's just been very obvious and evident here.
And
I hope selfishly though, I hope we get 3 maps.
Cement what we've been talking about, illustrating that when it
glad to see they're all on the server though, despite the CS update.
Domestic competition when multiple
Thank you,
players
Face
are
It, for
actually
updating
not from the
quickly.
region that they're currently playing in.
But
We'll call it
Mod
domestic
check,
competition.
Gamba's up. Gamba's up, boys.
We participate in the fine American tradition of you play on an NIT, you're American now. Cadian back to being American. I mean, they're all ours now.
I mean, to be fair, has American culture ever actually done anything themselves, or are we always stolen it from other cultures? I mean, we are the melting pot.
Nation of immigrants, baby.
Yeah.
A nation of immigrants.
But I look at M80 and I'm like, okay, this team is pretty much cementing themselves as the best in North America at this playing level. What I want to see is them push beyond that.
Do people actually put milk before cereal?
But it won't be the biggest
psychopaths.
Feather. They need to continue to grind. And like you mentioned it, they're already making changes because they realize, okay, things aren't working out. Let's adapt. Let's be aware of what we have as shortcomings, and let's try to move past those things. And obviously, there is a lot of ambition on that side. You've got Psycho, who came in for M80 as kind of like the VP of esports.
Like if you're
expanding the esports portfolio for M80, this was.
I'm just saying, if you're putting milk in before cereal chat, you deserve to be put on a list to be just monitored.
With what this team's been able to do, because if you had,
I ain't trying to be that guy. I'm just telling you how it is.
Be a team that does well in North America, maybe even internationally at a tier 2 level, maybe cracking into some tier 1 events. I wouldn't have laughed at you, but I would have been a little bit surprised, just because some of these names have been around the scene and haven't really done too much. Like, yes, they've been good, but they haven't been great, if that makes sense. They had potential, but they never exceeded that potential.
Those with the hats? They wanted to dress up for Mythic.
There's a degree of that. There's also a question of opportunity, right? I mean, if you look at, I think a player like Malbs is, sort of one of those that we're looking at. He's been in a lot of teams where maybe it was a bit of a poison chalice. I mean, that 0-0 Nation team never became anything for anybody. That Team 1 team eventually
put the milk in the
stagnated and
bag,
really
the
just kind of
cereal's
fell
already in.
apart. It's
bad.
been about where the opportunities have come in. And so seeing mobs freed up, seeing mobs back into this has been really exciting. It's also interesting to think about the timeline for this team.
And to
because when they
qualify
first came
through
in,
Challenger, which
Psycho
is
was
what we
talking
play in
about,
for.
we're not looking at the short term. We're looking to build a project over a year to continue to improve. But then the fact that they've already made a change this far in tells me that the team as a whole was looking at it and saying, we need this to improve. We need this to progress as a core, as a unit. And I know that that's been a focus for the org as well, is finding this EU knowledge and sort of uploading it into the existing players, into the core's brains as well. Makes a big part of that. But also Slack's now a huge part of that as well. He was talking about it, that it's something that he kind of settled into in his previous roster and alternate attacks, playing with younger players, elevating that level. You can see he's actually in
Rob
the
is so
jersey as
proud
well
of
as
his work. He just keeps cutting to M80.
fireman's hat or a
I believe so.
construction helmet.
I think it's a fireman's hat. Could be a volunteer. Maybe he does that on the side when he's not playing Counter-Strike
I think
professionally.
He's the one who the AI made look the least like himself. Like the eyes are still Slax's, but everything else looks like a different human being.
Yeah, the beard thing was a Rob special. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch any of the shows that Rob has produced, I will not ruin it for you. You will see what we're talking about as the show goes on. But he told me right at the top of the show he wanted to add beards. So lots of beards. Some of them flam beards, some of them just regular beards. Some beards that seem more natural. I think the flam beards was a way nicer touch. I do think that
poor
honestly,
Beagles,
man,
it's eating his nose, man.
Yeah, the mustache ride's a little high. Actually, it looks like nose hair coming out of his nose.
It's just straight up sprouting
Catfish.
from his nose. Beagles, you got to groom that. You got to trim that a little bit. Got to get that under control. We are going live in just a few moments here, folks, so we should be live in the server. Oh, we got a little Vert. All right. We haven't talked about the maps. It's Vert Nuke Ancient, which is an interesting
10
one.
out of
It's a pretty
10, gonna
good
watch
veto,
Drunk
I would say,
again.
for M80. There is theoretically an edge for Nouns on Nuke, but I kind of need to see it. Otherwise, it's 3 of the maps. Like, I guess if you swap Nuke for Anubis, it's the perfect veto for M80, but this is not far off.
I think one of the most interesting things for me is, going to Frag last week and seeing the map pools and how they've deviated away from what I would have considered standard for such a long period of time, and seeing teams embrace all of these new maps, pretty much loving them. The fact that so many teams actually want to play Vertigo still blows my mind, because in my mind, Vertigo is the worst map that this game has ever seen, and I hate it with a strong passion. I really don't like the map. I never have. But that's also because I'm old and I've been around for a long time, and I've seen this map when it was at its worst, when you used to be able to strafe jump out of spawn and land in terror spawn.
That was when it was at
players.
its best. That
and
was
honestly,
sick.
I kind of wish they would come back, because that was cool. That was at least a little more fun to watch than what I see a lot of times with this map, which is just pretty much clashes. A lot of fast play
simulator.
Yeah. So, but
No,
I will say
money.
that the way they've actually fine-tuned the map has turned it into almost, I don't want to say like Cash, but it plays similarly to Agent, where you have timings that work for both teams, where they both get to the same spot at the same time. So it does make it maybe a little bit more exciting if you see a fast-paced round. I just still have this like bad taste in the back of my mouth from Vertigo.
I think the thing about Vert, I will agree that it's one of the weaker maps in the pool, but I think the thing about Vert is that some teams play it in fascinating ways and some teams play it extremely boring. Like some teams just hit A ramp over and over and over and over again, and no one wants that. Some teams bring in the lurks, get some mid aggression, keep the B control up. And M80 happens to be one of those teams that does pretty well. It is going to be now starting on the T side. I'm curious to see how they want to approach it. Seems like heavy pressure on towards B early. And so Swisher will be the player to receive.
Or I made me a little omelet with a bunch of veggies instead of having a protein shake. W.
So this is pretty isolated. Swisher, click heads, or this round could be a tough one.
Now he spots the first one, and he's in a position where he really just has to fight out of this. Takes a push, down to 13 HP, still hiding behind the default box, trying to get something done, but still has yet to connect. Finally takes down CJ, and now support has arrived and additional bodies are dropping. Somehow Swisher has bought enough time for the rotate to come through, and it's given M80 a 5-on-3 advantage, although Swisher barely alive at that.
Man's limping, but he's done his job. He's done his duty.
You said duty.
No utility for an A takes a brutal one. No, nothing. Just gonna have to pop heads. Haven't done anything to shift this off the default. You brought the second player over towards B, but that's the best that can be hoped for. Now the spot on confirmation and the first kill. This is looking a little lackluster for Nouns.
Oh,
Bomb plant
oh.
would be nice.
Ooh,
I'm not
gush.
sure it's gonna go their way.
Another gush.
Couple gushes. Time starting to be an issue. B Wills takes one.
Look at the health. Look at the health.
There's still 4 bodies up, and they got no
Oh.
health.
Wait.
No matter if you can't hit them.
Wait.
This is winnable, though. I mean, you've got Slacks on
now.
25, Malbs on 4, Swisher on 2. Time is of the essence, and they understand that, so they move in quick as the plant goes through.
Dude, they were actually
Well played
super
from
fucking
M80.
low.
I felt like Nouns kind of just didn't have too much of an idea of what they wanted to do beyond the first 25 seconds. Maybe I'm crazy, but it seemed like Nouns really hit a wall after that initial fight on the opposite side of the map. They try to recover themselves, but going towards ramp just doesn't really connect the way they needed it to. They do get a plan out of it, so at least there's that. But things just really stalled out in the mid round.
Yeah, not ideal. Suboptimal. Attempted the death by 1,000 paper cuts, the classic Glock strategy. I'm sure they're all looking at the numbers up top and seeing, I hit him 5 for 86. I hate the Glock.
Yeah, I can move my
Honestly,
face up.
I couldn't be me. Constantly.
No, we're good. We're good.
Because you don't
We're
hit
gonna
them
block
5
some of
times.
you till, but if I go higher, it's gonna
that's
block.
That's about right. You're gonna
It's
get to
gonna
watch
block
me
the
on
kill
land
feed.
soon. Excited for that.
I look forward to seeing all 3 kills.
I got a little better at the game since we last played together.
I think I
see.
saw you play in DC. Didn't you play in the show match there, or was
No,
that?
I coached.
Oh, you coached. That's right.
Coach,
Yeah.
I did my Jason Lake impression.
Yes,
Throw it
that's
around with a
right.
red
You had
tie
the
on.
red tie. I forgot about that.
Didn't get in the server, but I am undefeated as a CS2 coach.
Ooh,
Because it was
Marky
a
gets the
tie.
entry onto Swisher though.
So, get at me, Orgs. Get at me. Marky might have had a foothold. Rek wants to take it away. That'll be a 1-for-1 trade there. This is a decent spot for Nouns. And it's looking very good indeed. Now the bomb will go down. M80. No util other than a smoke. No kits unless there's one down. This could turn into a save.
Looks so good for M80, but
Not
Marky
gonna do that,
getting
though.
that
They're gonna
entry
risk this.
and all that space
Gonna attempt this
was.
retake. And they're past the first choke point.
Mm,
A little bit dire though. And now it's not giving them anything in terms of the fight. Smoke stick, not exactly ideal with no kit. They'll fight around the edges of it. 1 kill found.
he's
Now
kind of
player's
in a
on.
weird
Now
spot.
players on. Do they realize?
Oh,
They do now.
nice from Carson. Carson had 1. Holy
I mean,
shit!
That comes down to Carson.
That was actually
literally
way closer
surviving
than
with
I
1
realized.
HP. It got a little pixelated on my program feed there, but that still almost was won despite the heavy losses early on by M80. You know, you can see how this comes together. There's 1 kill, and even 1 more. Carson, 1 HP. All that kept them from losing that round. Even though it's a round win, that's a brutal way to win a round for Nouns. But it was a strong force buy coming off the plant in that first round, even though it was definitely a kind of middling pistol round performance from Nouns. They make
Match
the best of
pause.
it in the round that follows
Omelet
after.
time.
And they find themselves at a tie score, and I think we have a tech pause.
Smells like it. I'd imagine that, M80 aren't exactly deciding what they want to do with USPs and upgraded pistols here. It has been interesting to watch the role shift for M80, mostly in that Swisher's playing a whole lot more of the B anchor, B lurk now, and Rex shifted off of that, which is definitely a shift up. I wonder whether that's about comms, because my understanding of this team right now is that, Slacks, Manx, and Swisher are the most vocal players. And so for Manx, it may be easier to have the information being fed over by Swisher. I'm a little curious to ask about that. But it's been interesting to see Rek on the move a little bit more.
Chat, what do you like in your omelet or on it?
Well, it looks
Yeah,
like
in
this
it,
time
sorry.
around, it's going to be a ramp stack. They're going to try and catch them in a trap by running all of their resources over in that direction, albeit just 1 player lingering on the opposite end of the map. For the time being, it did look like they wanted to move in that direction, but they're taking their time. They're not running up. They know better than that.
Yes, like
As
how
you can see
Colorado
the kind of
omelets,
resources
man.
they've
Pretty
allocated
popular,
towards
yeah.
ramp.
It's like my
The T
fave.
side of Nouns.
With some
And
hash
on the
browns.
opposite
Wait,
end, you've got
hash
Deagles
browns?
and a 5-7 potentially
Or
waiting to
like
greet you.
home fries.
This could be disastrous for Nouns should they wander into this.
Oh, there's the problem. The first one strikes. Almost finds Carson. Now if they abandon it, they're risking giving up an upgrade as well. So they're going to try and continue to fight up the A ramp.
think I like
Potentially
home
playing
fries more.
right into M80's hands.
Like hash browns are great. Don't get me wrong, but I like
There are smokes here, but here's next
maybe it's because
contact.
I have
Back
them
in
less.
from Mings. That's ambitious. Shots go wide, and it's a massacre
Ooh.
back the other way.
Nice.
No more damage.
Nice hold from
Get
Nouns there.
just to Swish
Not to get
coming from the
overwhelmed.
other
It can get
side
weird
of
quick there.
The map. Maybe can find a little bit more impact off this Deeg, but it's looking like a dangerous moment. And Nouns, they've overcome.
I thought for sure that would work out a little bit better for M80. Just they had everything they needed, but then the
Yeah, I
Deagle
did see
starts
that more
bucking and
train
it just
files
goes
were added to
wild.
CS2.
So what started out promising for M80 with the initial kill just completely falls apart, and it's really off the back of this just spray down with the Galil. 3 players up, Nouns wins the round, and M80 again, much like us, Mike, completely broke. Found that caster life. We're eating ramen noodles for lunch and breakfast and dinner. It's a wonderful life.
I'm about to go down to Atlanta, be eating good. Soul food time.
That's the land of Chick-fil-A. Yeah, it's the land of Chick-fil-A and Coca-Cola.
I think I'm gonna not maybe go for Chick-fil-A, but I'll probably have a Coke while I'm there. I've got some recommendations. I hit up old Richie Lou, who used to live in Atlanta for a little while, and had some good ideas for me.
Been a
I don't
couple
know.
times. Waffle House is not the play.
Yes, it is.
You always seem to end up there. When you go to Atlanta, everyone ends up at Waffle House at least one night, so keep that in mind.
Waffle House is
Good to know.
incredible.
I'm intrigued. Not very intrigued by this round. Enough
No,
of that.
there's nothing to talk about. Let's
You
be
know
fair.
what's exciting? Files have been added to CS2 about Train.
Dude, don't be
So
leaking.
maybe we're actually getting a Train rework? Huh?
Maybe they're just making trains for all the maps. Like on Overpass, there's just going to be a train on every map. I think that's probably what it means.
It's actually just a very confusing labeling of a full remodeling of the train on Overpass. They're just updating that.
Yeah, just the train. They want it to be louder. It wasn't loud enough. They need it to be even louder.
There's a Waffle House right by the arena. Holy shit.
This one's gonna go faster so it can derail nades.
What the fuck are these guys talking about? They're talking about trains because it's a USP round.
It's an anti-eco.
NCJ's on.
Our producer is mad. He's
That we're
he's
not
angry.
glorifying EEKs against USPs? Come on.
Rob's giving him
Come
shit.
on.
No way
What kind
Rob's
of low
giving him shit.
standards are we trying to bring forth here?
Yeah, Rob.
Early nade coming out should do significant damage. Youch. That one's landing in their laps as they make their way up to the site. You've got Swisher in position. He's already taken down despite the early damage that was dealt. There's one on site. It's Rek who's behind Aircon. He gets mollied out, and the site is quickly lost. And Nouns have taken over.
Swisher's gone.
M80 watch that
No-
site. Just
nobody in
completely
B?
slip through their fingers.
Are we retaking this or are we saving, chat? What do you think?
You'd think maybe they would find a little bit more success
your
in the
answer now.
situation, but now it's retake time
I think
for
they
the CT
saved.
side of M80, and they don't have a kit. I
As soon as
think they
that
might
molly
be
came
saving
out, it
and
was
backing
definitely
off
saved.
because of it. They've got too much into this round and not enough to really get them back in. This is over. They lost
Pulling
the
the
site
plug.
too fast.
It's the problem with the initial, like, if you're going to set up in this initial hit, which is what they try and do, you want your B player to stall things out as much as possible. You just don't have the fast rotation on, and the end result. Can't lose the bodies here. Mobs will keep them alive for the moment. Pressure is coming, but it's a little tentative, at least for the moment from Nouns. They are going to get away with the guns. And maybe get a do-over. But I don't know. It's starting to look a little Nouns-ish here on Vertigo, Mark.
And if I'm not mistaken, this was M80's pick. So would like to see them duel maybe a little bit better. But again, it is still early. We're still in round 6. There's an opportunity for them to turn things around. And a lot of the rounds we've seen, I mean, you have to keep in mind, they won pistol and then they lost the round right after. Their econ was trashed for several rounds before they found themselves back into the round we just watched. And since they lost that early round, they were already taken out of the equation. So we're going to see them kind of do the same thing they did last time. They're going to set up an early nade. This time they did bring the op over for support. The early op peak does not prove fruitful. The mollies will start flying into sight. Swisher's getting burned out, never gets a chance. There's at least a response from the op to take Karsten out of the equation and equalize things at a 4-on-4. the best part of that is it slows things down. The pace of play has changed because of those
Swisher's
early
down, bro.
losses on
Swisher's
both
not
sides.
having a good time on those B bombs there right now,
I
huh?
think that was a double molly, and he didn't realize it. Burned alive before he could even get the smoke down.
He was trying.
At least Slacks is here, but
Too much fumbling. Nouns freeze. Minute 10. Pressure applied.
life of B player. Yeah, it can
What
be
do they wanna
pretty
do off the back of
obnoxious
this?
when teams want to
Toe
be.
hold here on B. Now they're shifting back for some A main presence.
It's just, I think it's come
they
in
find
such
up
big
a ramp.
favor lately because you don't really want to always contest the
There's
smokes
info
today.
off. No punish just yet.
Just a
Hard to
lot
hit that
easier to start the
on
round B
interwebs.
because so much attention is usually put on
Go
A.
back away. No interest in the ramp fight. It's
Fuck
back
you,
to B after
Buttermont.
all.
By the way, if any of you guys are going to Atlanta, we do have a Discord channel set up for you guys. If you guys want to like Bonamont and a lot of the
Slacks
subs
committed
when they
back.
went
The
to
question is, do they
Dallas,
limit
you know,
his
they were
view?
like
Can they hit
hanging
with a
out,
flash?
grabbing dinner and shit together. So you guys got some homies to watch the games with and shit.
B-Will's gonna pop. That's a tag though, not a kill. Oh, now it's pressure on. The nades chasing, but Rek is there. The utility a little awkward. Took an unfortunate bounce.
Oh, that looked like it might have been a
Slacks peeking back
collab.
in, not gonna have it for Rek.
Oh, nice
Return
shots.
to his sight. He's brought it down to
2v2.
the 2v2. Even situation. Man on. And Mobs asserting
Mobs.
himself. Headshots on the dink on the last as well. B-Will so very low. Comes to the clutch. He knows that Manx is down, but Manx can't land
What
a
a
shot.
shot from
bullet would've done
B-Wills,
it,
man.
But it's another.
What's going on in Atlanta?
clutch going
DreamHack
the way of
Atlanta is
Nouns.
happening.
And
It's
another
a challenger
low HP
event,
clutch.
so
This
it's
is
not-
the second time we've seen this happen on
It's
this
meant
map,
to be
on
like
the B site, no
tier
less.
2 slash.
Last time it was
There's gonna
Carson
be
who was
some
left
tier
with
1
1
teams there
HP,
for sure.
and this time it's B-Wills with 3. That felt like it was very much in the hands of
But,
M80 yet again, but Nouns.
You know, it
they
won't have
just
like your
claw
G2s
through.
of the world
And
there, but it's
no
gonna have, I
surprise
think,
that we're
like
gonna see an
ecstatic.
M80 tack timeout at this point.
Who
It makes
am I
perfect
supposed-
sense. A 5-1 scoreline, you've lost 5
gonna
in a
have
row.
ecstatic,
Yeah, sure, you've
Apex,
got max loss
complexity.
bonus and everything going in your favor. You have, but this is
M80 and Nouns, I think, will be there,
suboptimal
right?
would be the word that I would use, as M80 has
VP,
just
Gamer
struggled to
Legion.
find a solution. In the earlier
A lot
rounds,
of good
it was
teams
maybe a
will be
little
there,
bit
but
more
maybe the
tactical
right
in
word
its
is less
approach coming in
popular
from Nouns.
teams.
That's not to say they're non-tacticians, but now it's just about pace. We talked
No,
about
Nouns,
this before
just
the map
M80
went live.
got
The
you.
pace of play on Vertigo, you kind of clash with the CT side, and M80 has tried to get aggressive to take bodies down early, and it's cost them.
When is that
occasionally.
happening? It starts
In
Friday.
that last round, it was a 1-for-1. In the round
DreamHacks
prior
are
to
cool,
that,
chat.
they
They're
lost
cool because
the
they're
B
like a
site, and they
convention,
had to just
and
give
then
it
they
up
have
because
like the
lost B
Counter Strike
site
event
so fast.
as well.
So now M80 has to talk about what they want to do. I would
A
imagine
lot of
this is not a
people,
round where we're
also,
gonna
if
see
you guys
that
don't know
high
how
pace of play
DreamHacks
coming in
work,
from
they're like
Nouns,
you can do
because there's obviously fear that
BYOC.
you could be wandering
You can
into something
literally
maybe a
like
little bit more
land there all
powerful waiting
night,
on the
stuff
other
like
side, A
that.
couple of deagles lined up, but this is definitely an issue. M80 has to find a solution.
It was
Well,
there
you
last
would
year,
imagine
Stock and
that.
Barrel. I was
This is
there.
where Nouns thrives, right? Early engagement.
Yeah, I went to Atlanta last year.
Finding the speed, making your opponent uncomfortable. We've got
Yeah, StarCraft. I watched
okay,
StarCraft
there were
last
two
year in
players
Atlanta. It
towards
was,
the
it was
side hall. I
sick.
was wondering if that was somehow a triple boost on B. That wouldn't have made any sense, but stranger things have happened. We do have a little bit of a boost up here, a little bit of a cheeky peak to offset.
Cole,
the
Gamer
angle to
Legion,
change the
Apex,
approach
dude,
from
Mongols.
is if they
That's
come
actually
through
cool.
from mid.
Monty,
Well,
VP,
that's mighty
M80,
uncomfortable.
and
Manx has to
Bestia,
rip one
did I
here.
say
They're
that
gonna
right?
have a chance, and he's not going to be able to do so. Will live, but it means his B teammates are in trouble. They'll take space towards the steps, give themselves a little bit of a platform
Slacks
to
with the
fight
creep through.
from. And Slacks is getting so cheeky through the edge of the smoke. He's spotted though.
CJ's so ready.
CJ looking at that smoke, thinking, "What play would I make here?"
Yeah, it's a qualifier for.
I mean, CJ.
It's just got a lot of stuff going on, 'cause like I said, it's more of like a-
he would make in that situation. Nice shot coming in from Manx,
DreamHacks
but
are an overall
unfortunately, it's quickly
celebration
traded
and
out
have
by
like a bunch
CJ.
of different things going on in them.
Problem is, look at this. Even the A ramp player went into pinch. Went into pinch and they've got nothing. They're cleared out. Now they can go B. They've got their choices. They still got 35 seconds and just mobs. They know he's an A player. I don't know that he's doing it this time, but they'll go ahead and plant. They don't really need to fear whatever he
Goofy,
might
thanks for the 15-month resub.
bring
Thank
to
you.
the
Appreciate
table.
you.
Mobsteak, though. Classic.
Oh, you
To
mean
be fair,
CS?
does
Oh,
connect on the
no.
second
Last
shot.
year was just
Not able
BYOC.
to get
This
a gun,
is, this is
not
the
able to
first
get an
event
upgrade,
back in
not able to get
ATO.
anything else out of the round. 6-1.
Nouns
6
looking
rounds in a
nice right now,
row
man.
For Nouns. Yeah, a lot of these have gotten close. But I think you painted the
And
picture here, Mark.
almost all the big boy
Close is
rounds have come
no
from,
cigar.
you know,
You've
this
gotta
early
get winning.
aggression
You
and
got to
setup
get
of
rounds on the board. It
conditioning the
doesn't matter
B-bomb
how they
site.
happen. If you're M80, this map pick is getting completely out of whack.
They really need to put themselves in a position where, yeah, sure, we talk about maybe the style of play a little bit more we'll call it refined from M80.
But what is BYOC? BYOC is bring your
They're
own
not going to
computer.
get a chance to illustrate that on the T side.
DreamHacks, if you don't know how they started as a company and as events, they literally just massive fucking lands, like lock-ins.
And in my opinion,
I mean
this round again is
huge.
probably lost. This is a very difficult 3v5 retake. You
Like imagine an entire convention centers just filled with just tables, PCs, and chairs, man, and just everybody gaming.
Difficult for them to find themselves back into the round. And watch, this will probably be the time they actually do manage a retake.
Yeah, they're gonna go for it.
I bet that smells great.
So
Listen, dude,
desperate,
once you're in it, you know, the smell goes away. Just gotta immerse yourself. Okay. M80. Oh wait. Okay.
It's just down to the 1v2.
1v2. B-Will's post plant though is always dangerous.
He's got to fight. Eventually they'll tap this.
Oh, the smoke
As
was
it fades, they know where they've got him
short
pressured.
though.
Problem is they dumped all their utilities, so Cement now becomes such a strong position. Tags on for B-Wills, no kill just yet. Swisher inching closer, and he's got it.
Ooh.
So here the defuse does.
All right,
come
M80's
through.
on the board
That early kill
with a
I think
second
Swisher
round.
finding the lurker on B emboldens them just a bit, and they find some fights around the smoke. Maybe Nouns getting a little bit frisky on it. You know, if Nouns just sit there in the 4v3, all three on ramp, maybe one side haul. I'd imagine there's no path back into this. But they want to fight. Carson wants to go aggressive. And this time, it finally cost them.
Yeah, I think Nouns is probably a little bit disappointed in themselves.
Oh, God of God. If you don't want to listen to me chatting,
sure,
it's just twitch.tv/Mythic League, man.
Manageable situations on the site. But they fumble it around by probably getting
You're
a
all good,
little
man.
too aggressive. One of the biggest things that's playing in M80's favor, at least now, is they finally have like full utility. If you look at some of the rounds they had previously, the rounds didn't really have like a full kit behind the rifle and armor. Now they're in a position where they're like, okay, we actually have that stalling power that we need on a map where the spawns work so well that they basically come together at the same time like a pair of hands clapping. There's a nice shot over the smoke from Slacks to at least get things started here for M80, but this is probably one of the slowest buy rounds.
Sleepy, we get it, dude. We get it. I'm a shitter. You're cool. You're handsome.
I like that series of peaks.
Have lots of friends. We get it. We get it.
It looked like an old-timey lumberjack saw, you know? They're going back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can never pre-fire because you don't know who's popping out next. Still, this could get out of whack. For Nouns, there's plenty of capital, so they want to keep the pressure up. And
didn't go well for Swisher.
Through the danger panel, why not? On the spam. Wreck a critical piece here. Mike's gonna make contact, and then Wreck will peek off of it. Here's the footsteps. It's all about timing. Carson knows to look for this, but not having gotten the peek. Counting his lucky stars. It's all gonna be on the market now. First one found. Don't count this man out. Knows where they are, but he can't deal with Manx. So 3 players survive. M80 can start to build some cash here, and 2 rounds back to back means finally.
I'm banned from DoorDash, dog.
I mean, that back pillar play solidifies everything. Just makes it so incredibly difficult for really to maintain any semblance of site control. And just playing it masterfully in the end as well. Not peeking, not giving up anything, allowing your teammates to do the damage, knowing that effectively Marky has to push that spot.
Tortoise with the prime to 2-1. Thank you.
As much as M80 may have stalled out initially,
I got banned from DoorDash. Yeah, my credit card got canceled quite literally like in the middle of
they've got plenty of cash
one of the deliveries.
In the reserves, and they'll be coming in with another full buy.
And I think they just like have an auto like ban feature or like policy because my credit card got like
yeah, they get 1 for 1, but man, that was
fraud protected from a different event.
Was dreaming of a white Christmas after that one. Nothing.
And honestly, dude, I'm just way too lazy to call them.
The 1-for-1 trade with the side haul player is huge as well. Slacks really overstayed his welcome. Got another opportunity, but he couldn't land this one. Can't stick around in cement once they know. It's just going to be punishing, but he wants one more peek. No. It's the world on his shoulders. And he's holding it up. I mean, he's given his teammates such an opportunity now. And Will's just gonna hit the pause.
We do order food. I'm not gonna pretend like we don't, but we don't order that much.
Looking for a little bit of information, figure out if he rotated, figure out if he withdrew, and they are. But he's gonna play
meal
against
prepping
2. They
fuck
peek
ton.
together, and Rex able to trade.
M80, no way they bring it back to 6-6 with how this shit started, right? No way.
Did he find it?
No.
Nouns deciding they want to take the A ramp progression early here.
I mean, you can see the way this play comes through. I can't really tell where it ended up going.
Sent it.
Yeah. Unfortunate. They're able to get one into the next round anyway. Can't tell based on the spend. No, maybe he did find it.
No, he didn't. I don't think so. Did he?
I don't know. I don't think the money spent would make
Chez
sense.
says nah.
Huh? Okay, money spent is broken. Good to know. All
Shout
right.
outs to Chez who coded this HUD.
Demian, no.
Well, never mind then. So they have the op at least. That's how
Also,
things
I'm
got started in the round
involved with
prior
this
that they won.
tournament.
That's how
I own
things
Mythic
get
League.
cemented,
Mythic
for
League
lack
is
of a better word. No pun
running the
intended, but
entire
it
event,
certainly
and
works.
yeah, just
In that
yeah,
last
this
round,
is-
a big play coming in from the Opper, the most
Yeah, it was just
recent
me.
addition to M80.
I'm affiliated with it. It's mine.
He's going to gobble up a nade early on, drops him down to 71. The buy coming in from Nouns, not exactly the greatest. He's got a couple of rifles, got some SMGs in the fold as well. Some early damage was dealt to Swisher. I believe that was off of
And on some real shit, guys, if you guys are in NA, we've been
Right.
struggling with
That's a nice way
activity.
to
So if
take
you guys
things and tilt
haven't
them in
played
your
Mythic
favor.
League or you guys played before, we'd love to have you back.
think
Exclamation point Mythic League. Check it
Rex
out.
saw anything there. I think
No, I
that was a
don't think-
pure
I think
timing spam.
Yeah.
Super glad
Or
to
maybe
see the
Everything
first
after
thing
prizes and paying out the admins just
Might have
goes
caught 8 pixel. No, he's
directly
too far
into
back
running
here.
more tournaments.
Might
So,
have caught 8 pixel. Might have caught something. Let's see what we got here. It is a full beat.
and while I would love your guys' money, I would also just, you know, more importantly, I just want your activity in the hub.
For CJ.
Just
He's been
gaming.
the standout performer for Nouns since the swap to the new
How much is
game.
Mythic League a month? $6 a
now,
month.
he might just
If you
provide
buy a
enough
year of
space to
it
get a bomb
and use
plant
code
down.
Mythic or
That
code FOM,
would
it's $3 a month.
Be massive. But CJ has to hold on to it, and he knows. B-Will's trying to bait the approach forward. And Swisher,
Yeah, bonk,
I
bonk.
thought they were just going to bait him as the low player, but no, they just get the kill. It's down to 1.
How would I be able
A
to
clutch again for
go to
B-Wills, and he will have time to
mythicleague.com or
crunch the
just put in
numbers, but
Mythic
slips around the
League
corner,
chat?
the
I
shot's
think it should
missed.
work. Oh, wait, hold on.
Rare
Big
miss.
1v1 here.
Does he realize how low the player is?
Oh.
No, the peak goes wide, but he's still got it. Thought the pistol might come out, and if not, one of the rifles.
D-Wills in those post plants, man, is scary too, and he's on a heater right now. Nice job from Slacks. They need that.
As we head to the
6?
final round of the half.
Do they really get 6?
Big op shot coming in right at the end there.
How'd I convince my parents
But,
that I was
I'm
Full spam.
gonna do
I'm
what I do?
kind of
I
blown
didn't.
away
Both my
that,
parents are
like you
professors.
said,
Well, now they are.
doesn't
They weren't. They
a
own
lot
their
of
own
lineups
business.
or maybe some just
My mom was getting her PhD when I
Unfortunate
was
peak timings
in college.
coming
My
in
mom
from
finished her
M80.
PhD before
the
I
players get rounded
even dropped
from
out as a
Aircon.
senior.
One was
But-
kind of looking the opposite way.
So
playing anti-flash, the
education
other
is always a
one
big thing in the family.
taking fights directly with players
I
on site, doesn't anticipate that pick coming
Balanced
through.
my life. I didn't balance my
And then
life, but
towards
I
the
did. I
tail
went to
end as
school
well,
full
CJ
time.
getting a double. Things just
Maintained
certainly
what I
piled up
needed
and made
to
that
make
a
sure my
little bit more
parents weren't
winnable
pissed
than
off
maybe
at
one
me,
would have anticipated
and got
for
a
M80
professional
coming into it.
contract from
But
Luminosity
look at
Gaming
this.
before I
Six
ever stopped
already
going
made
to
his way
school.
up through mid and has gone to scaffolds. A lot of damage being dealt to this second target. Swisher's trying to get around a corner, not going to be able to. And yet again, an early sight loss here for the CT side as we watch
Oh my
Nouns
goodness,
escalate the
angry
pace of
betters,
play
dude,
and try to
angry
control the map
betters.
early.
I do like it.
Oh my goodness,
They've been
guys.
regaining. They've been getting some space. Well, just hit him in the mouth. Nice follow up from Marquis as well. They still
We
got
get it.
Carson
You bet
so
on a
far down and towards
low
the
tier
stairs,
match
making sure the flank
and
wasn't coming through. So now they're confident.
You don't have the emotional
Flash them all, just gonna
capacity
try some
to
hero play,
maintain
get back
yourself.
into this, but re-smoke.
But it's
smoke,
okay.
A follow-up. I mean, the flashbang is perfect. And there's just nothing that they can do. So Nouns will take a lead to
Senior
show
high
for
school or
this very
college?
strong
College.
start to Vertigo. As we hit the halftime, let's see what they got cooking for us here.
I always appreciate a
Fucking Joe Rogan, dude.
Joe Rogan.
It's Joe Rogan in the
Yeah,
ice
Joe
bath,
Rogan.
right?
Why does he look like a tomato?
What the dude? It's Mike.
Classic.
That is a classic Mike one. That's from
That's a
ESL, right?
classic. That was about Semphis. That was about Nouns.
Yeah.
You see this one, Mark?
I
That
have
was
seen
at an
this,
ESL
yes.
event.
Shout out to Jackson Wolf for the idea for that one. El Jacko himself.
I didn't know
Like
that
a
you
band?
did that for Joe Rogan. That's really cool.
Yes.
That's so gracious
know,
of you.
free
by the way.
money, yeah.
Men's health. We always forget to talk about it, but way to go.
Why is it always that
Such a
comeback to
champion
someone
for it.
calling another team trash?
Rogan's
Oh,
doing
because
alright.
they're angry betters, bro.
Red like a tomato.
They have the emotional and social intelligence of a fucking peanut.
Eventually we'll find a kill. Took a little while. But we've got a full engagement on the site.
Motherfuckers be looking at their rent money and going, nah, dude. M80 versus Nouns.
Is up to the task.
Here we go.
It's full blank for M80. They get 1 kill, but that's all she
Small
wrote. A bomb
Jeff Live,
plant
thank you
at
very much for the
least means
primer.
we get a
Thank you,
buy the
thank you.
next, but it is
That flank
Nouns
wasn't.
extending their lead.
It's a pretty. I've
That is
seen
a
that pistol quite a few
masterful
times, to be
retake coming in
honest.
From Nouns, they just completely bested M80.
It seems pretty popular these days, and for
Not
good
exactly
reason.
what you want to see if you're M80, just because that first half it took them so long to get into the game, even with a pistol round win. Obviously, the hope is you can hit them with the Uno reverse.
Not
and try to
exactly
do
how
the
I'm used
same
to
thing
seeing
in
around
return
always
to
played
favor
out,
it.
but
Now, We had talked about the buy, how they would be able to spend.
Why'd you just call me out? Listen, man, it's just painfully obvious, and I'm not even anti-gambling. Like, I live in Vegas. It's just like,
okay, there you go.
Some of y'all need to fucking get your shit straight. It's fucking sad. It hurts me.
We need to see this find success here because things could get really nasty for M80 if they aren't able to capitalize on this situation. Now, we've seen that early nade. We saw it played out many times by Swisher in the first half. Here, it's not going to net success. No damage dealt, but it does at least keep them at bay. When it comes to the pace of play, M80 certainly slow, much slower than what we're seeing from Nouns. But again, still kind of at an early point, so it's difficult
to reference to a match fix 0. And usually very
see a whole lot of because it is
angry
down
bettors will type it
right now. And a loss here would put them in pretty devastating territory economically.
I mean, you can replace McDavid as the face of Banshee. I mean, I always told you guys, like, if legit people hit me up, I'm not opposed to it. It's just nobody legitimate
players than he was maybe
hits me up.
anticipating.
So.
The smoke goes up, able to back away, barely punished for it as well. All told, a decent result. Look at those ticks. They're hearing all of these molly ticks. They know it's confirmation. Again, bodies rotating in the flashbang.
Oh my
Sneaky! Sets himself up and he knocks them all down.
Holy
what a
fuck!
play with the MP9 and an upgrade to boot.
Bro, the MP9 is crazy.
That was the opposite.
Bro, the MP9 just looks... Dude, this is full armor, man.
I mean, a beautiful flash.
That's ridiculous.
Doesn't care. I could be blind all day. It's totally cool. I'm just going to hold mouse 1 and hope for the best, and the M80 or M80 just gets mowed down.
Bro, that is a fucking MP9.
Around where they spent quite a bit of money. And we talked about it. That was not going to put them in a good spot financially. They're not quite destitute, but they're certainly not in a good spot. They're going to have to save here, which means likely double digits coming in by the way of Nouns. Well, we'll see what they bring to the table in the round that follows, but what a way to really kick off this second half.
Well, I watched Cole and M80 for ESL Atlanta. I was thinking about it, yeah.
Interesting as well.
I don't think MP9's... I think if anything, most people at a higher level understand the MP9's broken, but it almost feels like a necessary evil with how fragile the CT economy is.
I actually don't know if they've already begun travel. I don't know if players are in Atlanta. I could probably find that out from Twitter.
They shouldn't be. Not yet.
They should be traveling tomorrow.
Correct.
But it does mean that you're in this interesting situation where you want live reps, but you also don't really want to put anything on tape if you've been working on it. If you've got any sort of new looks.
LFJ, brother. We might need to calm down the dosage a bit.
And you also have been playing a whole lot of officials, as teams are wont to do.
Oh,
It's kind of an odd spot.
Yeah, I don't know if you can easily dig into the mind play of a player thinking about an upcoming event, whether or not that's actually even a factor or not.
Oh, he's in a
Tough
pickle.
to say.
Oh,
Now, that said, this is actually a good start to the round for M80. They found a kill onto Carson. CJ's flushed off of ramp as well. He's very low on HP. But on the flip side, you can say the same thing. You've got 2 targets also softened up. And hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. Slacks.
How is M80
This round ain't
considering
over
anyone
yet.
3 players are not
A couple of
NA?
quick shots from the M4, and suddenly it's a
Well,
1-on-2.
2
but
players
CJ
are, which is the
remains
most from any
stalwart in
region.
defense, double digits
Their
for
org
now.
is in
Still a huge
is
round to get that
NA.
much
They
damage
live in
out of,
NA. They
unarmored
practice
pistols,
in
right? You're
NA.
investing with the
And they
sniper.
represent
Keep
the
it to that
entire
outside
Americas
building the
region when they play in the
It's still
major.
a really tough situation being down.
So what would you like to call them?
Up on the other side, but you've opened up. You've broadened the road to get back into this game, because if you can win here, you're not going to have as many consecutive buy rounds up against you, so you're going to have a little bit of an easier path.
I was just confused. It's all right. It's a common question. I just was a condescending asshole because I'm in a mood right now.
Do or die for M80. Not quite the end date, but it's getting pretty darn close. This is the team we've seen pull off some nice comebacks.
Casters are Darth Mike and
But they'd rather
Bach today.
avoid having to come back from 12-5 down. No reason to necessitate it. Early skirmish. Early fun here at the ramp. And meanwhile, we've got Rek working his way up mid. Nouns have gone really light on mid most rounds. And this time Rek's gonna try and fill the space, but he's not being quiet about it. He's made a ton of noise. He's thrown a lot of util for it, so B-Wills is eyes on, ready to receive him. they're moving up. Molly came in to clear B-Wheels off. Here's a flashbang. This is nice space taking Rex in
dude,
the
this
smoke.
timing
CJ's
is
not ready for this.
crazy.
Oh, he's phased through. CJ didn't realize how far forward he could have gotten. This is such a strange spot now.
What the
Carson needs to
fuck
stay
is
alive. He's
going
under so
on?
much pressure,
Dude, Rex
and
just hit a
down he goes.
crazy
The
timing.
site
How
lost
the
bomb
fuck?
down.
There were like
And a
3
man advantage
people
for
there.
M80.
How did that happen?
The mid play yields dividends. Retakes a risk, but Markey finding the first. Now they're definitely in it. They're not letting anyone slip.
Well,
through
how
this
involved
smoke
am I? mean, I own
No,
it. And then
almost, making me
basically,
nervous there. that he's
when
gonna
Slovan and I want to do
accidentally
something, I just tell
on the
Slovan,
B-Wheels,
we've
who's
done
already a
these
little
enough times.
scratched
We
up.
don't have to like.
Both players playing towards ramp. They
We're not
do
really
have a kit
picking
to work
people, we
with
just
and a
know who we're
smoke
gonna
as
work
well. They have
with.
kits on both players, so it can kind of be
We know
trading
Rob's gonna
positions based on
produce.
who wants
We
to
know
stick it.
Ches
There's
and
the
Halo
smoke
are
going
gonna probably do the
down. One's gonna
observing.
tap. They're gonna initiate
And then we're
the
gonna ask
spray
like
through.
3 or
They're
4
looking for the
casters and
body.
see
They
their
can't quite
availability. And they'll
find
probably.
it. It's a
Oh my
round
god!
stolen
He
away. We've
just
seen
stuck
it
it.
so
No
many times for
way.
Nouns, and yet again,
Markey
they
steals
grab
it like that.
out of M80's
Oh
grips.
my god, that
and it's
looks
an
so
11th
clean
round
for
for the
M80,
CT side
man.
Nouns.
And they
They're
they
just
let
too
the
damn
smoke
clutch. They're
diffuse
just too
go
damn
off.
clutch over and over and over again. Nouns have been pulling these off, and look, you lose 1 or 2, you can recover, but
Yeah.
this is at this point what 3 or 4 we're talking about now, where it's come down to the 1-on-1, the 1v2, man down disadvantage, and Nouns make
See, this
it
is why we have
happen.
the
They just
3-2-2
completely lost
emote,
track
and
of
they
the
don't
bomb
know what it looks
spot there,
like.
right? You saw both players were spamming the same angle.
This shit's
and it
so
was
free.
wrong. A little bit of a miss.
Literally
Might
the
cost
smartest
them.
thing we've ever done.
No money taken through from Nouns.
They have no idea what they're actually
But
putting
M80
in
do get
chat
a
when they type
repeat
it.
chance to break the eco. But the comeback's all that much more daunting. And they're going back for this mid control. I really liked what they did, right? Set up
Yeah.
Game
wreck
two,
on the
this is
initial,
ma-
get
this
the
is
counter
map
util
one.
baited out. Then you throw this deep Molotov and you immediately explode to take as much space as possible. They're trying the same idea, and now they found the ramp player. And look at this. Look at the positioning. A 3-man stack for Nouns over towards B. They're very sectioned off from this A control. If this bomb goes down on A, they may just save.
They find another kill as well out of this lurk. There's only one player left standing. It's Cynic who's got the op. This definitely one of the most promising rounds for M80, and it started off that mid control, like you were saying.
So angry.
I would say M80 is probably a more utility-laden approach, whereas maybe a little bit more brute forcey in nature from the first half.
Whose map pick
Now
is
they
this?
find themselves in a
I
situation where
believe
their money
this is
is
Nouns.
not good.
And then I think
on this
M80 picked
CT
Nuke,
side,
if I remember
so
right.
Cynic
And then
really,
third map is
even if this
Ancient.
was a 4v4, this is an awkward position to find yourself in with an op across the map, knowing that they're going to be on the back of a reset. Now, that said, Nouns probably feeling pretty comfortable. They've got a
Is
hefty
it M80's
cushion.
pick? Oh shit.
There's a lot
Did I have it
separating them
reversed?
from M80. Oh, Cynic's in a really tough
Really?
spot off that missed shot now. Going to get double swung here as well.
I believe you, but
Doesn't even get an opportunity
kind of
to take the
surprised I
first
haven't
target.
reversed.
That's an op gifted over and a
Oh,
sixth
yeah,
round
it is
for
M80's
that
pick.
They desperately
M80's
needed
pick.
to find.
And this is the reality of the damage that they've been doing, right?
Oh yeah, because the
they
Nouns
got
have the higher
back into the
seed slope
comeback. Look, it seems daunting, but it's only 5 rounds down.
in the head-to-head.
This is very much still doable, and Nouns are going to be feeling
Yeah,
the
they
pressure.
do.
They're going to be on the back
Yeah.
foot
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
for a while now. But Nouns fairly daunted by the limited buys. The Deegs are going to be out here, and this is absolutely round with teeth in it. Carson, CJ, Markey, 3 Deegs that you do not want to run into. Take the duel to take the fight. Markey trying to get a little lucky with the
I
pre-fire.
think they still are slow. I think they're still ranked by like a little bit higher by like 3 points.
Confirms how forward he is, and if he goes down, well, there is no cavalry nearby to ride in and save the day. He's the first and last line of defense.
Chat, for those of
here on
you
the B
that
side.
have brain cells, if you did put a bet on the match, all good, but don't talk about it in my chat. It gets exhausting. Thank you.
M80's
luck,
approach to this
but,
round, honestly,
yeah.
not all that surprising. Even in the full buy, they're definitely a little bit more. I don't even know. I was gonna say cautious. Yeah, they're just definitely not wanting to wander into anything that could be problematic.
So
tolerant nowadays?
Like a
Yeah, I think
Eagle
some people
swap,
are
or
fine.
Eagle stack. Yeah, this could
It's not all
actually.
bad.
This could work out. We also saw this approach from M80, and it didn't work out well for them either. The first shots come out, and there's at least one kill coming in.
So
but
you had
now the
nothing
kills are
against
piling
betting?
up in
Yeah, I
favor
do.
of M80.
Would
So
you
as much as
go
that
into
looked
a
like
public
promising
place and just randomly
defensive
talk to
strategy
somebody
coming
about
in
your
from
fantasy
Nouns,
football team?
the proficiency of the ops and the rifles Proves just to be
Even
a
if
little
I
bit
was
too
at,
much
if
to
you're
deal
at
with.
a, if
They
you're
find
at a
themselves
sporting
on 4 on
event,
2.
would you just talk to a random
It's
person about your fucking,
Marky and
like,
Cynic left
dude?
standing, and the fact
Christ,
that Swisher has gained
stop,
all the space in the
bro,
opposite end of the
dude,
map,
I fucking.
they're just gonna feel comfortable to reposition and work.
Yeah,
their way
if I
with
know the person or if I'm in like a similar setting, but dude, no
I think it
way.
went down the elevator shaft. So yeah,
Bro,
they're okay
D
with
Hop
abandoning
went
a ramp.
crazy with that touchdown. I got him on fantasy.
Don't
Let's
count
go.
Nouns out just yet.
This is so
There's
sick.
a
I
Marky
got
on the
him
other side, and he
over,
is
man.
dangerous. Fortunate to
Yeah,
just
all
crouch
right,
peek in
all
there.
right.
If he just full swung,
Yeah.
There we go.
likely a goner. It's all on Cynic now.
There we go.
He's just going looking to see if maybe
Sorry.
they left that AK tucked
That's
in a corner.
why I
A little bit
I
of
have it
limbo
like that.
there. He goes quite low. Cynic really now realizing they have gotten
Anyway.
rid of that AK.
Tommy
You
DeVito,
know
Tommy
what?
Cutlets,
There was
bro.
a time
Yeah.
when my back still worked the way
It's
that
possible
the
that
back is
M80
supposed
locked
to
up.
work, but
I have
as
a
I
plan
reach
invite for making the
my
finals
age,
list.
it
Wait,
doesn't,
really?
it doesn't
Wait,
bend quite that way anymore.
are they getting
Was that
points
back when you were a
for
competitive breakdancer?
ESL for this?
I was never a competitive breakdancer, but I was
You were
a
a
break
break
dancer.
dancer?
Yes, I was good at it back then. Oh yeah, look, there it is down the elevator shaft.
Bye-bye, AK.
How about you? You strike me as a. I feel like you've got some limbo
God,
to
we
you.
just talked about this.
You'd
You
be
basically
wrong.
just ignored everything and straight stop.
I can see you like bending fully backwards. I can see you bending fully backwards till the back of your head touches the floor.
Not quite. No, I have never been a flexible lad.
Got to
Even
get a
though-
yoga on.
Oh, that's wild,
Yeah.
slow.
Rock
Shit.
climbing has made me slightly more flexible.
Tanner,
of
thanks for the
late,
8-month
but
primer.
that's
Thank you.
like
Appreciate you.
From 0 to,
Waiting for
5
energy
on the
gain.
100
You
scale.
see, asking
we're
me
improving
about
slowly.
anything about how ESL's world ranking or system
Not a
work,
natural
I
born
have no
yogi,
clue. So yeah,
shall we say.
I legitimately never know.
Maybe you
I
take a
don't know
cautious
who's
approach and start this
qualifying.
round
I
again.
don't know when they're
Just
going to
use
randomly say
bees,
somebody's not qualifying.
Auspices, and Cynic.
Unfortunately, I've been around
Pesky
way too
little
long
5-7
to
to
see the
contend with.
rules just not matter every single year. So trying to keep up with it is entirely
On the
pointless.
flexibility
Flashbang into
scale.
mid. All right. Keep it on there.
I'm not saying
On
you
the
should have the
flexibility
same
scale,
jaded view
if
as me,
100 is
but
I can touch
I've
my
literally
palms
just
to the
seen
floor,
people get
bending
straight
at
up
the waist,
ignored
and
after
0 is
qualifying for
scoliosis.
things
Where would you
and
put yourself?
told that, nah, not this time.
I'm
You know,
not
it's,
that bad.
Okay.
I am
I don't
pretty
keep up with-
bad.
oh, the TK.
A
TK.
little bit of help. A little bit of help.
That's fun.
They're just very charitable beings.
I can understand the play.
There were like
Basically
3
hope that you've
seasons of
isolated a
Challenger
gun,
where
maybe 2 guns,
different
try and run
teams
them
were
down,
supposed to
see
be
if you
moved
can't
into
take
Pro
an
League and
upgrade
they
into the
just
future
weren't.
around or to save through. Not gonna happen. 5 alive for M80.
Like shit
Not
like
as good
that.
as they could be hoping. Where am I at? If 0 is like fully braced up, incapable of moving. I think I am.
Or the tie.
100
Don't get me
being
started with
most flexible,
tiebreak,
0
dude. Is
being least flexible. I'd give myself like a 35.
Wow, that's a very specific number.
what?
Well, I
You
was thinking about
sometimes
it,
it
and
was
it's like, I
because
wanna
a
rate
bigger
myself
org
very
came in
low,
and they
but then
wanted to
I'm
give the
thinking
spot to
about,
that
the
org,
number
but they
of
didn't
people
really
who
want to
actually
say it. They
have,
didn't think
like,
the team was
physical
like they would
ailments
just
that limit
basically
their
like,
flexibility.
nah.
I don't have that. I'm just very out of shape.
It happened all the time.
So I got.
It
no
happened to
excuse.
Pete's team.
Did you give yourself like individual
Ask
ratings?
Pete
and you
sometime
added
about
up to
the
35?
great
You're like, my
ESL
legs are like a
situation when they
7,
qualified.
My arms are like a 4.
I did not go for that. But now I'm thinking of
Gotcha.
like Fallout VATS system, where it zooms in and it's like the different percentages on each limb.
Happened to B&B. They
That's
got
the
straight up
percentage that I
robbed
can
of Pro
bend
League.
that limb to its fullest extent
Like,
without it
like
just
just
falling off.
actually.
I will say I was much better before.
And what was
I-
worse is when that happened, they
I
didn't even get a
rotated
chance to
across
go
and
for
my
it again
UCL
for
in the
like
same
close to a year. It
Ooh,
killed
Rex all the way
B&B.
through. This is going to get really frisky. Skiing the space. He didn't have to commit mad util to it.
That
this time
entire
to clear out the
roster
side hall player,
disintegrated
work the
because of that.
exchange. Rex still alive. There's just one player in heaven they have to deal with. There's 3 rotating from B, and that's the
Yeah,
thing. Rex actually withdraws.
and
That's
ESL's
interesting.
like
to me because
world-
he can control the rotations.
World rankings have
Because he
notoriously
hasn't seen
been
anything. He's getting wary, and he knows
kind of
he's
a
into
meme. I
post
think they've
plant.
gotten better, but
He
yeah,
wants
it's
to better
just
defend the bomb.
roundabout way of saying
More
I
conservative
never
team
have
would
no
probably pull the
I have no
save here.
fucking clue
Not
what
having any
ESL's
presence
doing
on
with
the
world
flank.
rankings or points
Not
ever.
having a kit. But they got util, and Nouns like to fight.
They're really having fun.
Elemental with the
detonating
4-month
nades on
primer,
Max's head
thank
as
you.
well. That's 2 back-to-back nades, dropping him down to 11 HP. It's a late fight as they try to work their way in. I mean, they're almost out of time.
Makes
They're gonna
sense,
go
Mo.
ahead and stick it. They do
Oh,
have
Manx
time
is
if they
sitting
were to
right
get it
on
right
there.
But
10 seconds?
believe
Does
they
he have?
are
Did he
too
get it
late.
in time?
it's
Oh, I
too
don't
late.
think he
They
did.
didn't have the time.
And they're all going to the bomb.
M80 doing the thing.
Goodbye.
Dude, what's with M80 and comebacks,
Cynic
chat?
survives.
That's a
Yo,
beautiful
M80 fans,
backflip.
why are they
Look
like
at that.
this?
Oh, follow
Front
him all the way
flip.
down. Cannonball.
Oh, right on the coccyx.
This is a weird match.
Yeah, I mean, right off the rip, you see
I
that
do
the way this is
unironically
playing out,
think
you
that
just
Vertigo
assume, okay, this is probably a save.
feels a bit more
They have
T-side
one
at
player
times
here,
these
the rest
days.
of the team isn't even close. They don't have a ton of utility. They don't have a kit. This should be a save. But like you said, Nouns likes to violate
Right,
the
no
laws
way you guys are
of
making your
Counter-Strike.
way into
So
the
they're
YouTube
gonna
chat
go
just to
for it.
say the same
Yeah.
And they
shit.
even were slow to make that decision, it seemed. Like, as they got to the site, it still kind of felt like they were just
Homies
playing
literally just
more of
want
a
to type
pickoff,
and fix so
like
bad
they're
they go
just
to
trying
another
keep guns out of
chat.
the round and not necessarily go for the retake. Then you see them finally transcend onto the site. But it had already been a little bit too far gone. They give themselves, like, what,
Can't
4 or
make it
5
up.
seconds tops to really get someone sticking the bomb? Now they find themselves... Yeah,
Well, you can't
This
really
is
be
gonna be around
creative. It's
reset,
just that like a lot of the T's, like
Gonna
what they
not
get to do in the
live call
default is just so
through, so
strong,
this
right?
is,
Oh,
not official.
oh, match
There we
right.
go.
Yeah.
We're quick
Like
with
you
our
get bottom
resets
B
here
early,
at the,
right?
Mythic Winter Cup 2023.
ARAM,
cup.
if you get there, oh my god, he's
Popular
putting the
dances such as
Twitch
twerking, grinding, and
TOS.
pole dancing are now allowed without a label. Previously, some dances were prohibited and others were allowed
Twitch
with a label.
TOS,
Enforcing
chat.
on dances, regardless of context, means our policy prohibited twerking at a wedding or taking a pole dancing class. For example, the policy now takes context in consideration and only prohibits streaming inside of an adult entertainment establishment. So you cannot strip on the pole in a strip club,
Oh,
but
damn
you
it, Rob.
can in
No,
your
Rob.
living room, Mark.
That's good to know because we were talking about flexibility, and
Oh.
now we know what we can do to try
Get
to
Rob
get that flexibility.
away
Yeah.
from
Chungus Bunny, get back out there. No,
Yeah,
no
I,
Chungus Bunny.
What's he shaking, Mike? I don't understand. He's probably, you know what? He's probably salting a recipe
Oh, damn
or
it,
maybe
man.
grinding up some Parmesan cheese for a soup or a salad.
This would
probably what
change
that was.
everything. This could change it. Oh, well, it happened.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's burping a baby.
That's V-Wheels. Oh, I don't even know if that was an intentional drop down or if he lost his place a little bit, but it's gonna work out. Traded, but control still established there, and Cynic's able
Chat,
to get an
somebody
upgrade.
translate it. What that guy put in chat. Is he
this
angry
is very
better?
Spicy now. It's actually Cynic's upgrade that he brought through from the last round.
He followed 40 seconds
I am
ago.
remembering.
I'm
He's
gonna go with
distracted by
probably
twerking
yes.
Big Chungus Bugs Bunny.
He wasn't. That's not what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the full GIF. I know what he was doing. He was, shall we say, clapping some dough.
Dude,
I think he was
there's no
actually
way
playing
he really
rock,
fucking
paper,
copy
scissors against
pasted
somebody
that
else, and that's
shit.
why he was shaking so much.
Vigorously.
Yeah, it's a really intense game. If you've never played it, I recommend it.
Uh-huh.
Dude,
That's what I
the
look like when I
translation
play
is
rock, paper, scissors.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
I don't-
To avoid you playing rock, paper, scissors.
I break Twitch TOS when I play rock, paper, scissors.
There's no flash to get them back out of the smoke. That's a little suboptimal. Trying to bait the response. There is actually... That was a
Okay, what do you
T-step
guys
flash. I was
want?
going to say. I'm pretty sure they didn't have any.
Ooh,
Nice shot from Mobs. Bomb down. Slacks takes another. That's Cynic. The healthy
10
armored
should
player
be
with the
10.
rifle.
Should be. We'll see. We'll see.
Now it gets a lot better. And okay, M80 hold on. M80 holds strong. That was very dangerous.
What's up, Taylor?
Could have been a map over.
Chat, when
and
you
done
guys
with.
play
Instead,
Vertigo, do you feel like
M80
it
will be
feels a
closing
bit
this gap
easier on
to
T-side,
just
though?
One round. The comeback.
I feel like it is, man. I feel like
It's
once
real.
you get to a certain area on A
That
ramp,
comfortable cushion that they had that separated
you
the
don't
two
have to
teams
even,
has
like, I don't
now
know.
completely dissipated.
Standard A smokes
And,
are so difficult to deal
yeah.
with, right?
I don't know what else. I
Bottom
can say,
B, if somebody actually has a
a
decent
little-
B
little
hit, it's
distracted.
scary, man. I feel like it's tough.
but Nouns finds themselves now in a position where they have one
Hi there.
round
Hello, how you
separating
doing?
them
How you
from
doing?
M80.
Bomb hasn't
You talked
noticed?
about
No,
it.
I
M80,
see the
no
doggo.
strangers
It's
to
fine.
comebacks. You can
Doggo's
kind of see
chilling.
that right now. They weren't fearful of the fact
lazy
that they
to
were
turn on
down
my
a
PC?
substantial pile of
Fuck it.
rounds coming into this second half, and then things kind of got worse. We're basically seeing
No
the
more
pattern we
TikTok
saw
streams?
develop in the
I
first
just
half.
got annoyed
Nouns
'cause
got off to a great start.
I
and
gaslit
then
myself
M80
thinking the
returned fire,
TikTok
albeit
was
just a little bit too late. I'd say in the second half they
like
got things
my
started a little
TikTok
bit
streams are
faster.
breaking because of me.
And that's put them in the position.
But
they
I've
find
recently
themselves in
learned that
now,
it's
where they're
just
down
TikTok
a
streams
round.
just go down
This
all
is
the
a
time, and
massive
it's fucking
round.
annoying.
If the CTs lose this, if Nouns lose this, their money's not going to be great in the round that follows. They're not going to be able to afford all these great things. So if we see fast control from M80, we might actually see Nouns forced to save, knowing that tie point with a buy of
How's it
like
kept going?
pistol
Good, good,
armor
good,
or
good.
MP9s is just not going to cut it.
This isn't a real stream until
You say
Farm's
that, I
just
bet
in
they still
titty.
fight.
Can't
Oh,
afford
they
it, man.
might. Yeah, why
Bro,
not?
tag on.
NA.
Ooh, Cynic's got the corner. Cynic's got the op out. Haven't been seeing a lot of that from Cynic. He's straight away from it. Played truly a hybrid. The transfer, not quite there, but the trade is absolutely
Hold
Now
on.
B-Wills is forced into the
B-Wills
fray.
in
His
a good
teammate
spot.
rotating in to try and support him for the time being. It's
no.
just one. And B-Wills will not be able to line up the
Oh,
shot. Marky,
that's
1v3 really going to
that
attempt
hurts,
this with
bro.
the money gone,
That
with his
fucking
bank
hurts, man.
completely vacated, now spotted. No more element of surprise, and still he goes forward into the fray. Slacks, takes the dink, and delivers a killing blow in turn.
I just permabanned him. That dude's being weird.
Now what? Now what if you're Nouns? What do you do in this situation? You've got full loss bonus, but you were really banking on having a little bit more hardware coming into this one. So
Just he just
naturally
plays
they
from here.
save because the loss bonus does not put them anywhere near high enough buy power
Duck, I like it,
to
yeah.
make it worthwhile. And I actually like that. They ditch the op. They know the value that that op could bring to the other end. So M80 immediately start the round by throwing the op off the map, giving Slacks an AK instead. They know that they're likely going to be running into a pistol stack. This is well read. They still got to be careful. Marky with the blind deagle shot.
Not the eco round. Not the eco round. He's going up with bomb. Oh, my Slacks is going for more. He's going for more.
Marky gets another
Oh,
one.
my God.
But now it's down to one. It's Cynic in a 1v2. And again, this is a winnable situation where you've got players very low on HP.
Mobs has the bomb right now. If Mobs is
Am I still fat? Just curious. Yeah.
He can bring this down to a 1v1. Yeah, he's not close
He's
enough.
out of position, yeah.
Ah, it would be so good. He realizes it. Mobs
Oh,
realizes
look,
that
it's
an
so
HE is
just
the
done
one thing that can
simply. Thank
absolutely
you.
ruin his
Appreciate
day,
you.
which is why he comes off the default spot. You know, the bounce nade off the girder, his greatest nightmare. That's a huge missed opportunity here for Cynic. He won't know until he watches this back what could have been. But instead, what will be is a flashbang.
Damn, man.
Execution.
Dude, is this
that
really
was not a pretty
happening
round
to
for M80,
Nouns,
but the
man?
reality is, they don't care. Doesn't matter how you win them, only that you did. One more needed to seal the deal on their map.
Is that
pick.
7?
Sometimes you just get a little bit lucky. It's just a little bit of blind spray with the deagle. He ends up swapping to the 5-7, gets one more before being taken out. This is just good teamwork in the 1v2. The flashbang from stairs and the setup, man. Doesn't have to be anywhere near the site. Mobs was low on HP, so it's perfect. This is all she wrote, potentially. We go the distance to round
7 in
24,
a row, man.
and the full
Holy
buy does
fuck.
come back into the fold for now.
It would be the classic if Nouns just forces this to OT right now, though.
But it does feel like overall,
Like, this would
the
actually
offense
be
had
so
way
fucking
more impact
like that.
for M80 than it has for
It's
Nouns.
scripted. It's scripted.
Yeah,
If
that's
Nouns
just the
wins this
nature
round,
of
it's scripted.
Flack's very dedicated.
Hold me to that,
MVP,
chat.
Very capable with it. Cynic has just been a little bit more of a hybrid. Who's
That
picked
would
it
just
up
be
for the
such a
kind of mean and offer
stereotypical
with
bullshit
him.
scripted Counter-Strike.
He's the most capable. Never really been his weapon of choice.
I'm rigging it for ratings right now. Oh, wait.
Mobs rips the head though.
Mobs, you're
Now they
supposed to
gotta
die
be
there.
careful. I know there might be something behind this, and indeed there is, but Calm's not
What? He
there.
gets
Mobs
3?
just dismantling at this point, and now
Never mind,
the
never
ARAM
mind.
control is
Never mind.
gone. 4 players deleted in the blink of an eye.
Never
And it
mind.
all falls to Marky to try and keep them swinging. This was 10-5. This was dominance
mind.
from Nouns, and now
I don't
it's
have the script.
over.
Mobs just fucking ended it, bro.
I mean, how do they not clear that corner? I'm so confused. I thought for sure you would see someone clear that, but no, they go in deeper, anticipating something else, a player behind the box.
Man.
You talked about M80 being comeback kings, and my goodness, they prove it here. A fantastic comeback in map 1. That was their map pick. So not exactly ideal to win 13-11 and go down such a hefty helping of rounds early on. They were down, what? I think it was like 6-1.
That's
they
crazy,
won pistol round.
man.
They lost 6
What a-
straight
what a-
rounds before we saw them
I mean,
get
they've
their
been
foot back
making
in the door.
comebacks for a lot of people,
That's
but
really
that was
what killed them.
fucking nuts.
If you look back at the rounds that played on since then, it was a much closer affair after that point. But they just put themselves so far behind the gun that it was really difficult for them to get back into the game. But they do. And Nouns very much just stalled out. It was super difficult for them to find any kind of foothold in that second half.
I think it's an impressive victory for M80. You know, not just that they're winning Vertigo, they should be winning Vertigo, but because of the number of clutches and 1v1s and smoke defuses and the number of rounds that just barely slipped away, those are tilting rounds, right? When those start to stack up, those are the kind of rounds that can really tilt a team. And so far, we've been seeing that M80 is very tenacious. When faced with that kind of those kind of rounds, that kind of adversity, they don't really tend to let it get to them, at least not yet. And it's very encouraging because that's like maybe the greatest demon NA usually suffers from. It's like one round slips away and suddenly the mental is just gone. And M80 didn't let it get to them. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on to Nuke. This is on paper a very good map for Nouns, but They don't often face an M80 on it. So I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. Mark, we'll find out after this break. Oh, we got to do an ad read. Do we have the read? I'm not John. Mythic League is North America's pathway to the pros. It consists of 4 open solo queue divisions: bronze, silver, gold, and ruby, as well as the challenger only mythic diamond division. Each division follows the same format as FACEIT Pro League. These divisions divided by FACEIT ranks. I'm just reading the webpage right now. Mythic League seasons are monthly, divided into 2 prize leaderboards that run consecutively. In Mythic League, you are required to have a microphone. All players use Discord for in-game communication. So you've got 24/7 admin support as well. Join your division, get on in, get involved, sign up for Mythic League. It's the better way to play.
Chat, you wrote all this down?
That's our read. That's the read. I'll get
Where
some
the fuck
actual
is
text here in a moment, and we'll be back after this break.
Look at Box Face. Where the fuck is JRT? JRT, give me the ad read. What the hell? What the fuck? I need JRT back immediately. Mythic League #1 hub in North America, chat. Solo queue only, forced communication. You get banned if you don't. 5K a month in prizes. Encompasses all ranks on FACEIT. Includes ELO. You can move up and down the ladder. Subscribe to Mythic League, ! Mythic League. Real talk. I need more of you fuckers playing though. I don't care if FACEIT activity's down. I need you fuckers in Mythic League. If you're in NA, give it a try. If you used to play, get your ass back in there. LFJ, take it easy, man. If you guys want to get it for a little bit less, ML50 or code FLOM, buy a year of it. It's $3 a month. Done.
I'm telling these son of a bitches that we respect the Japanese of this country who are honest businessmen. And yeah, this is the land of opportunity for legitimate business, not for death merchants who distribute drugs to our children through schools and on the streets. Now I'm telling these motherfuckers that if they continue killing our children to make their precious millions that they deposit in their secret Swiss bank
What the fuck is Rob?
accounts.
What is Rob putting in here, dude?
Counselor, before your lawsuit even gets off the court clerk's desk, I'll have their stinking bodies in garbage bags and ship them back to Japan for fertilizer.
Samurai Cop, bro. I've never seen it. I won't lie. Is it a classic? Is it good, chat? It's terrible, but like terribly good. Bro, how is feet this loud though? It's so bad that it's good. No, I get that. Like Starship Troopers type vibe. Back to the important things to let Rob cook. True. Oh man, dude, after map 1 chat, you should just see my fucking, I retweeted M80s and Nouns, like, you know, going live for our match ones. Holy fuck. The only replies are just angry betters, bro, saying the most fucked up shit. One guy even responded to Hamtaro, who isn't even a player, and the guy was talking to him as if he was a player. He was telling him to do a bunch of really nice things with his life, except he was responding to a 3K clip that Hamtaro posted. Oh, 2H, yeah. So, Mythic League site gets blocked by certain DNSs because a really swell human made a bunch of fake versions of our site to try to scam people. And in the process, while I've gotten some of those taken down, ours has gotten flagged. So, yeah. It's very, very, very cool. Thank you, that person on the internet. Thank you, wherever you are. Awesome. Oh yeah, I have one discount. It's like I said, just certain DNSs just don't like it because it's just been, we've been getting fuckhead. Chat, I'm gonna run a long grad here. Okay, heads up. Heads up, heads up. Dude, I just Twitch. Circuit Flame, thank you very much for the primer. How long do you think it takes to learn each map? I mean, bro, you're never done learning. That's like the thing is, you're always kind of progressing, you know? Love to see you live for once. Hey, man. Bro, I'm always streaming, man. I've been live and I just 12 hours a day. We're about 11 subs away from the goal today, boys. Both teams are salaried, OD. Swisher tweeted, new bug causes you to randomly get stuck on walls. Don't touch walls or you might get stuck right now. Help us at Counter-Strike. Oh boy. M81 they did. I think it was 11.5. It was 11.5. Let me double check real quick. Slove, there's no way you actually tweeted that. Slove, you did not tweet that. Song name? Somebody asked in the YouTube chat. This is Nintendo. What is it? Chat, help me out.
everybody. Welcome back to Mythic League Winter Cup 2023, where we're going to be getting into map number 2. It's a nuke. It's a nuke. It's a nuke. It's a nuke. We got Nouns taking on M80, and a crazy comeback from M80 sees them take map 1. Now we're on a nuke. Home turf for Nouns, but something tells me this one's going to be another contentious map.
Never understand how Twitch continues to be on top despite all the flaws we openly talk about, because it's still better than the other platforms. A little bit
more complicated, we'll say, for Nouns as they get to start on the
like as somebody that's like streaming on YouTube right now, the YouTube streaming experience
maybe
is
not
dog
as bad
shit.
as it once was.
CS2,
not like the community, like
it's not as bad as it once
like
was, but
turning
still,
on the stream, like
I'd
how
argue
it
it's
works,
always gonna
discoverability, just literally how the chat functions, all bad.
Core principles.
Right.
Even taking into consideration some of the mechanics that have changed in CS2, especially the peaker's advantage, which definitely benefits
it's just
the T side
everything.
a little bit more.
Like, and also TOS on other sites isn't
difficult. I
better.
also think that the way that M80 played on Vertigo,
that is also the other thing that nobody ever likes to really accept or acknowledge is that I am not saying Twitch TOS is good, but I am literally a person that has seen how awful firsthand YouTube TOS is, and everybody's TOS, like everybody's dumb as fuck.
Did win quite a few rounds playing that way, so let's be fair. But I do think it's going to be difficult.
You mean like naked yoga streams on YouTube? I mean naked yoga streams on YouTube, but you can. People literally just stream cheats on YouTube for one and don't get banned. Two.
M80 more on the percentages, a little bit more on the discipline.
I literally they promoted cheats, bro. I'll never forget that.
Calzone. It gets an answer, a second as well, but the bomb is
when I got banned for griefing,
player.
my Road to Global series, where I'm posting videos of me getting cheated in Counter-Strike.
He's not ready to
YouTube accepted money on Google Ads from a cheating company and pushed cheats into my videos.
Well, things kick off with a.
If you think Twitch TOS is bad, it's just because you haven't really looked or experienced, or know what's going on in the other ones.
The round going in favor of M80.
Not saying Twitch is not like can't be better or anything. That's not what I'm saying. All right, I'm just saying.
Who would leave it that way?
The real reality is they're all shit.
Shame on Chaz.
They're all fucking shit, bro. Like, no matter how you want to cut it up.
I took a look into the various chats while we had the break.
It's all bad, all right? Like,
chat is mostly trying to get him to show titty right now with the changes to Twitch's rules.
Nice.
So, good to know that.
I'll tier 3 for that.
Art's being encouraged out there. Slacks.
I need you to effectively yell at Rob, though. Slow.
2 players.
Like actually, because I don't need him ramping up today.
He thinks not. He thinks very much so not, and didn't have to do a 1-tap on the last, but he did.
Clinical. Mike, how much to get you to do that, by the way?
Pull out my titty on Twitch right now?
Like 5 gifted?
No, just what they're currently talking about, Slove. He's gonna have a light bulb, bro.
It takes so long for that to actually pay out with the rate that I stream on
I'm
Twitch.
trying to get ahead of Rob's light bulb.
I'll get that $5 sorry, what is 5 gifted? 5 times 250.
YouTube recommended me a stream of someone cheating earlier today, and I didn't. And I did the don't recommend, and it did it again 2 hours later. Yeah, that's all. What's up, John? How you doing?
$100 cracks back up.
Every once in a while, I get a check from Twitch, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, right. When the $100 hits, and you're like, wait, what?
They're talking about the Kurt. Let's just.
I guess
just
qualifier. That's
ping Rob and tell him
we're going out to eat tonight.
I need PG today, bro.
Unearned Twitch partner of all time.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, shout outs to the Nerd Street stream team for the 2 minutes that they put me on it and just gave everyone the Twitch partner from. That's how Topical got it as well.
I got mine from good old Frag.
You got yours from Frag?
I've had it for many years. Now, I streamed before I casted, to be fair, so I've actually got a decent amount of content.
I used to stream a lot, but it was all me casting all the various open games that we used to have in the ecosystem.
It's a great tournament to watch. Appreciate you watching it.
But you know
what? They get down lower with 3 limited.
Is several Nouns players. They got the space here.
Limited info.
It's gonna pull Malbs down.
Given away either, right? Like I don't think they know it's
right
3.
He's not got a lot of utility to stall this out, so it's just gonna be dependent on the guns. Committed into the corner. Bit of a cheeky spot, might be overlooked. But he could really use some support here from ramp.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a great like start round for
If
Nouns.
Mobs gets more than one,
The only thing that's bad for Nouns right now is lack of
It
utility.
requires that they make a substantial blunder.
So as long as they
they're gonna
trade
have
out
to line
Mobs
up
here,
for it.
oh
So
fuck.
that's the first. Now that smoke actually kind of plays nicely to Mob's position. Yeah, that actually works
Well,
out quite nicely. So
and
that's
then
maybe
now,
a bit of a
oh
mistake,
my god.
the blunder that you were talking about. And now you've got support as well
Well.
coming in from ramp. Marky's going to get dropped before he can fall down. And off the back of that smoke, Mobs just cements
shit.
himself in position, finds 2 kills in that spot. And the round quickly
Appreciate
just
it,
kind
Will.
of spirals from there.
Tremendous.
I appreciate all the kind words, chat.
I mean, we set it up, right? That should be a one and done. That should absolutely be a full committed angle, but that's
Appreciate
beauty
all
of
the
it.
kind words
It's
about the
unexpected.
tournament.
there was
If
just
you guys
one site
want
player, why would they
the
commit
best way to
themselves?
support this
Unless
tournament,
they had
obviously,
supreme
you have to be subbed.
confidence
But if you're already
winning
subbed,
every
guys, just
fight
playing
that
Mythic
came
League,
their
man.
way. Nicely set up from M80 as well to trade, right? You know, getting isolating the marquee kill.
It's the
in
biggest
range
way
with
you
just
can
one,
help.
Having the off on
By
position
far.
to set up mauls when they try and swing in and clear him. This round's just a pistol, so they try and pick up the pace through the smokes. They go.
Stupid thanks
into
to the
their
primer.
deaths.
Oh, Mobs is farming right
off
now,
to a
man.
monstrous start. He's had three,
He is 9-0, chat.
two, 3 kill
It
rounds.
is
He's up to
3-0.
9 in total. Get a little ahead of myself. Thought it was 3.
Well,
great
fourth
kills,
round, but you know
we're
what I
4 rounds in here, Mark. That's how counting works.
Never do math on air, Michael.
You think map picks
Never
play a
ever
big
do
role
math
in
on airs.
outcome?
Yeah,
Not
but
math.
that is math.
It just depends. Like some
That is
teams,
math.
like
At
map
its
pools
core,
match
that
up
is
very
math.
similarly. So I
Multiplication
feel
is really
like
just
the
really
maps
advanced
don't
accounting.
matter as much. Sometimes like teams have a big clash.
4 rounds to 0.
Fury.
Nouns, they're having a rough start, but that's to be expected. T-side nuke, not the
UC takes
easiest
the
one
25-month
to get things
primer,
going.
thank you.
And given
Does that
that
make
they
sense?
did
Like,
lose pistol,
Any prime
money not really the
forgetters?
greatest
I
thing
basically
for
just
them.
gave you a smart ass way of saying sometimes.
And they
but
haven't had
yeah,
a plant yet either, which
think,
also not really
like
helping.
in tier 1
they're-
CS,
they're
when we're
just having a
talking
hard
about
time
the
getting any
elite
semblance
teams of
sight control, and it
Counter-Strike,
looks like
I think
someone may have
map
caught a
pool
slash in spawn as
can
well.
give a slight advantage,
more make it
but
harder.
it really depends
Yeah.
on the
It's
matchup.
just for, you know, an offer to the gods. Gotta get
For
some
example,
uses flowing.
if
get
you are
blanked out
playing
of these
G2
rounds,
and you
well,
get to play them on Vertigo,
summon an arcane
you know,
beast, an eldritch being.
Maybe he's a
a
warlock.
creature that-
Needed more mana. His lifetime.
that'll probably help
I
you if you're a
forgot.
Vertigo team.
Let's see. Oh, CJ, gotta get that duel.
Oh, wait,
Nice
better
shot
yet.
from CJ.
Better yet, if you can
Table
somehow
forward.
make
Pressure
FaZe
on for Slacks,
pick
right? Can't
Vertigo
deal
or
with his
play it,
teammates until you deal with him.
that's always a big dub as
Backwards
well.
from that angle. They want pressure in towards Mini. Didn't expect Cynic to keep going. Of course he did. Okay, that's a nice shot from Rek. We just got Cynic in the clutch.
What teams will benefit
No, it's
most
got a
if
lot
Train
of
is
these
re-added
right there,
back?
right?
Considering all the operas right
Vertigo.
now, I feel like are kind of in a weird
Desperately
spot. I
use
don't
this
know.
one.
Device.
And it will not be
So
happening.
Astralis will benefit the most from Train coming back.
We talked about this in the last map, how the op probably a little bit stronger for M80. We've seen it.
Purple
work
Nimbus,
out way
we
more
dead ass
often for them.
encompass every rank, bro. It's
And yet
not just
again,
for.
the op is.
If
something
anything,
that
I literally
Nouns
want
is
more
gonna
of you
have to figure out a way
noobs
to
in
deal
Mythic
with.
League, not less.
Even when they've had ops on both sides, it's very much tilted in favor of M80 as Slacks is hitting stride here in this best of 3. That'll be a nice quick shot coming out onto CJ. And even though there
Well,
was
Len,
a chance,
I
there
mean-
was promise, it comes down to this final shot, the last remaining player.
Energy, not to flame
That
energy,
said,
but somebody
most
said, like,
successful
do I
round we've
think
seen
any of
from
these
Nouns,
players
yeah,
have
even though it's
legitimate
not like a
chances in
great
tier 1?
Even though it's not like a win, that's huge for them. Getting a plant down puts
The
their
answer
money in a
is-
much better
is
spot. It gives
yes,
them the
but they
ability to
need
sustain
more,
another buy. Whereas otherwise,
practice
things
and,
probably
and
would have
just
been a little bit more
games
uncomfortable.
in that environment of EU, like Counter-Strike, before you really know. And you mentioned Energy being like a top 30 or top 20 team soon. I mean, Nouns beat Energy yesterday, and I think M80 beat them in the Cash Cup, right? I definitely think there are pieces of each of these teams where you can just see individually, like, they're very capable players, man. It's
let me know that
more
Nouns apparently
mental
need to win tonight
and
if they want a chance to qualify to Katowice.
how well they basically
Which
can
is
maintain that
interesting
level
in terms of
when they
raising
play
the ranking
against
points, because
European
there's an extra
Counter-Strike.
Cash Cup. And so they could theoretically put themselves far enough up the board.
But I'd be also sitting, I'd be lying to you if I said for
Take the
sure,
word
like
for it.
this player,
Aggression
you know what I
towards
mean?
lobby.
Because they just
Gonna
don't
make that very
have
difficult indeed for
tons
now.
of
Two players
experience
dropped.
there.
They've got the space outside, but what has it cost them? Cost them the man advantage. I'll try and encircle the A site, lay siege to it. And actually, M80 are going to split up. 2 lower, 2 upper. So there's potentially a window. The question is who makes contact first.
I mean, the CTs right now pretty much prepared for this. Rex got an angle. He's got support right underneath him. If they don't clear downward, could be a problem. Let's see the angle they take. They are going to throw out some util. There's the flash to lead them in. And that's definitely not the way you want to see it start. But no, how did he get both? I thought for sure he was going to get traded out in that situation. 14 seconds left. The plant will go through. Another promising look from Nouns.
I got a replay request on that spray transfer. Putting that out there right now. Let's see what the beast gets, what the boss gets. See what M80 can do here. They crash him back in. Moms reads that. Knows that they're going to want to take some space. So it's just Cynic on the side who's stuck in here. Hasn't actually spotted the second player either. It's just been Malls who's been seen. And the peek back in slacks the lead. And now he certainly knows where the last is coming from. And Malls just doesn't have the health for this fight. There. Has a couple flashbangs, but he's out of time.
Oh, and the
And the nade
well done.
End it.
Very clean. Nice round.
Beautiful round from Cynic. Massive clutch. No idea how he finds the second coming out from heaven, but that was perfection.
That was a 4K from Cynic as well. Really single-handedly putting the team on his back. Nice transfer over.
Yeah, M80 won 8 rounds straight to bring it back.
And kind of a replay of what we saw in the previous round. A 1v2 post plant on the A site. This time around, it works out better for Nouns. And we got a timeout already coming in from M80. Which just illustrates how much value they find in these rounds on the CT side of a map like Nuke. They're going to go ahead and call for a timeout. Talk things over, make sure they don't repeat some of the mistakes they made already. And they'll run it back here as we hit round 7. Nope, we got another timeout.
They want to isolate this.
Not when you can.
It's a prime opportunity to keep things on track, right? Not
it might seem like it's coming from left field, but have you ever felt like you have to hide comms from your teammates?
Shall I say sustainable in that? I mean, M80
I don't know what you're saying, Raj.
They have the instant response. They lose the pick outside. They immediately take lobby control. They get 2 kills there. They got full control until Cynic goes supernova. But
yeah, Killer. I don't. Yeah, I have no idea, Killer. I honestly have no fucking clue what things would equal out to.
Is that noise on your end, Mark? How did you just get here?
What'd you hear? It sounded like clapping.
Yeah, I heard clapping.
I heard that too. I wasn't sure if
these players making living wages
was making an appearance again.
Yeah. The Nouns players, so
it's gained sentience. It's broken.
I try not to like get too detailed because it's just honestly out of my depth. But for example, you guys can look up the Nouns players' salary because Nouns is a crypto-based NFT.
Dropped through the smoke.
And I think I'm doing this right. And then they have people that own. And basically they have voting rights, and then they vote to salary different esports teams.
That opens up an avenue,
and it's completely transparent. So people can like basically propose that they salary a Counter-Strike roster, and they also have a Dota 2 team.
I thought for sure you'd at least see a bullet fired, but CJ's
I know crypto-based NFT is kind of redundant, but I'm trying to cover all my bases here.
Who's found 3 on the round? It seemed like this was going to spiral a bit.
And so yeah, the Nouns roster, you can actually see like what they budget for the whole roster.
Back in their favor, and Manx. No kit, $50 left. This is a save. Grab that up and hold it onto it for the next round.
DB takes to the primer. I always fuck up the explanation of it, but yeah, they've shown it to me a few times. I've gone through the proposal on stream and shown it
on his brow.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
that's brilliant. He has.
I'm definitely not going to flame them. They've provided a salary and a home for these players for
with the introduction to the new game that I've seen.
Yeah, very yeah, it's been good. They also are like running
have had a lot of improvement. You know,
tournaments in Dota now, I think, as well.
But CJ has just taken full advantage, right? Played with aggression, played with momentum, played with violence and speed.
Guys, if you're just gonna spew misinformation in chat, I will just permaban you, right? Even if you've been following since 2014.
At the end of this round, that was brilliant. They just kept trying to deal with him, kept trying to remove his space, because if he holds on to it, right, there's very little that you could do with confidence. Getting 2-man through the smoke spray down, and you can't get the round. That one's gonna sting for him.
I want to know how he snuck that so easily.
I was joking. I know, but bro, people are looking for actual answers, so they're gonna take you serious.
He lurked his way out. He jumped onto Mini, but I just don't understand how he got from Mini to there with no detection. Now they still have the op in play here. It was salvaged from the previous round.
I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know. When people say, should I stream or anything, I always tell people they shouldn't, man. I'll be honest.
Really get a chance to shoot.
Oh, he's stuck.
I did find one.
Oh my God, he's stuck. Wait, did we get it not live? Yeah, no, this is the...
He's stuck.
Yeah. This is the new glitch, chat. It's the new glitch. It's the new bug that he tweeted about. Thank you. Everybody say thank you, Counter-Strike.
There is a bug where if you make contact with some walls, you can become stuck, which is interesting. I haven't seen the patch notes from today, but I'm not sure what changed. I saw they added shells to shotgun animations. That's about all I've seen so far.
Yeah.
So
thank
I
you.
wonder if that's why we had that random not live.
Handsome Dev, if you're in here,
yeah.
You better get on it.
Someone got stuck on
Back to the office,
it's such an
you
easy
fucking
fix. You don't
handsome
need to
bastard.
reconnect or you don't need it. You don't need to wait for a DC. You just rip it and restart. It's just gonna happen after someone's died in a round at some point, and that's going to be a real bummer.
It'll be interesting to watch though if like the planter gets stuck. Could you imagine? It's like a 1v1 and you get stuck in the wall with a bomb.
It's like when Inferno used to just eat the bomb sometimes.
Yeah, that's always great fun.
Never seen that. That's because it literally just updated earlier and it fucked
that won't
up.
happen again. I'm praying it doesn't. You've got the MP9
I did on
right around
Tetris
the
and
corner,
Mirage after fucked
and,
around. Yeah.
MP9's going to be taking a seat. Nice shot coming out from the op. We talked about the proficiency from M80, but that was a quick one.
I don't know if Cynic got an indicator, right? Because he'd already jiggled that exact
Special? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody that really uses follow recoil.
Punish him. That's wild. Swisher. Gonna keep the numbers even. It is just a limited buy, but here's the pressure coming in towards the A site.
Isn't it a shitty clip? No, because it wasn't happening before, bro.
It's a fast play. Let's see if they can do it.
Ooh, some tag shots coming through the hut. They've actually set this up quite nicely for the MP9 to do some additional damage from the top of hut. You've got one in Mini as well.
3v3. Oh, what a kill from Wreck.
Quite nicely for the CT side.
That was actually... I feel like that was the round.
And now it's down to Cynic. He struck
I feel like that was the round. As soon as he got that.
This round is likely over. Cynic's got a bail.
Wow.
Yeah, the bombs dropped through the doorway.
MP9, man. Who won Vertigo? M80 brought it back 8 rounds straight.
They maybe overcommitted to this A site, and you just had a hefty stack coming in from M80. But it was like the op and the scout were really just there to bait you into the MP9 that was sitting on top of hut. And should you try to take those fights, that's when the op peaks you and makes it incredibly difficult.
I need 5 for reading this shit.
So well played from M80, well read. Nouns just, kind of ran into the stack, and it worked out masterfully in favor of the CT side.
Now, there's no world where they will hunt. There's no world where they should hunt. You get 3 guns out of this, out of a limited buy, out of a round where your momentum might have been getting completely out of whack. Beautiful. M80 counting their lucky stars on this one. Maybe their lucky stars named Swish. Wreck, tremendous, even blinded up. That's a heck of a defense. Now
Down camping, thank you so much for the 1 gifted. You're absolutely stunning, brother. Thank you.
Very good. Shot in the arm to the economy. And hey, as long as they don't get stuck in the walls, it's looking pretty.
While we're baiting chat, any primers, prime for getters, and also any bits over 300, Twitch tips 10% on top for some shit.
I love that that's a tagline you have to put on there.
Well, I'm ready for kids after dealing with this chat. Bruh.
As long as that doesn't happen.
What it could be. I'm looking at the... It's just a full new bug. It's not like they changed anything with collisions that I'm aware of. And the maps, they
Land Kiss, yeah, that's about right.
So if it's happening on Nuke, it's not a map specific like meshing issue. I don't know what they could have broken, but that's interesting. Code is such a crazy thing, man. You shift one thing and something completely unrelated breaks.
Yeah, our observer Ches as well saying, "Hey, it did happen on Vertigo potentially. We don't know. We just know that we had a round restart."
Based on the fact that the tweet came out immediately after that map, I would assume that it happened.
New viewer, 11 the tourney. Thanks for watching, man.
And just the fact that there really was no other reason for it.
See, chat. See, look. Not even trolling.
Slack spots it.
A panic-stricken man explained to his doctor,
down secret.
"You have to help me.
This is interesting. There's a little bit of duel here from Swisher. I think he made an audio cue.
Down,
so Marky's looking for this. He knows the players jump in.
You'll just have to learn to be a little patient."
I hate you, brother John. I hate you so much with these shitty jokes, you fucker. Don't you Pepe joke in chat. Thank you for the 300 bits and Frostro. Thanks for the 2-month primer. Thank you.
Somehow alive. The bomb's down. The bomb's committed. They don't really need to deal with him in a flank. He's getting ever closer, and Iraq will polish him
The
off.
Pepe
No
joke
safe
is
off for
actually
you.
the funniest
No
part, though. I
chance
won't
of
lie.
8 here. M80.
It's such a goofy
7
fucking
to
emote
2
for that.
5-round
Malbs is
lead.
on fire.
Money gone
Great crossfire and
again for
lower.
Nouns.
Wreck not getting caught out
This
by the
would be
lurk.
over before you
Cynic
know
just
it.
kind of fucked in that
And
scenario.
apparently
Like,
with it, so could Nouns' chances at attending IEM Katowice this year. Who'd have known that so much would ride on the Mythic Cup Winter 2023?
you thought you looked up how much they got paid, and it's way more than you thought for Nouns. I mean, yeah, dude, these guys put in.
That's pretty incredible.
I know the angry betters and
didn't
stuff like
realize-
that, but I
I know
mean,
that,
it's not like these
ESL
guys
events
just sit around all day and do
generally are
absolutely
heavier
nothing. Like, they're usually
for
practicing
ranking
about, let's say,
It
like
is cool that basically an event has to have
like
a certain amount of
roughly
notability,
6
is my
hours a day
understanding
as a
of it. I'm
team, and that's not
probably butchering
including
this,
like any
you know,
individual time or anything
Graham
like
is
that.
Watching, he'll correct me, but it's cool that this event has enough.
I'd say like
has enough for
most
it to matter for the
players
regional
on a daily
rankings
basis
to
play
get
in practice for like
to get the
10 plus
qualifier.
hours.
That's huge.
When they allow it, you know, the teams will probably try to practice for like 10.
No, M80 has put themselves in a
Sometimes
very
hard though
good
to it's hard to
7-2
put in that
lead.
amount of hours in NA, especially
Nouns
because there's
back
just not
down
that many
onto
people to
pistols.
play.
We've seen some heroics from Nouns. That's not the way you want to see things start, though. CJ tries to get cheeky with the smoke, wanders through. All right. We've talked before in the past about verticality and how difficult it can be to aim straight up and down. Margie with the Tech 9 gets things
For
started.
M80,
Found
drop
one
one.
by pointing straight up. Gets the AK, gets 2 more out of it. Finally, things settle back down to normalcy. M80 win the round, but I mean, look at how this started. Watch this straight up and down. He literally shoots him in the other head to hit him in
No,
the
I'm not
top
saying you
one.
were Atlanticus. I'm just saying a lot of people do.
Hockey is just unreasonable sometimes.
Built different.
Very fortunate that no one else got involved.
Chat one off the
M80,
scam
that
train,
is.
you beautiful bastards, and Frost, thank you very much for the
Explodes
2-month resub.
Doesn't
No,
amount
just
to
usually
anything.
whenever, that's why I
And
don't
we're
talk
late
about
after the half as
people's
well. I mean, obviously it's
salaries,
nice
and
to
the only
keep
reason
money
I
going,
ever
but
mention Nouns is
M80
just
are
because
just,
it literally is out there for
stacking
people to look at if they want,
Don't
which
need
is
to worry
pretty
about
cool.
it as much. They've got enough of a cushion built up. They don't need to be super concerned. This is very aggressive for Slacks. He's going to be under pressure. The smoke should give him enough cover to get
Oh,
away.
Manx is
And
in a good
Manx is
position,
below
though. They're not
this.
going to expect this right
Oh,
now.
No, they've overlooked it. 2 kills on for
Oh
Manx,
my, the third,
as
bro.
well.
No, and he's
Bomb
going to probably get
delivered,
4 if he
signed,
peeks.
Sealed in his
Oh.
possession. Care of 1 Manx.
That was a great
That
bait.
is
I think that was
catastrophe.
Slacks,
Now
right?
he's trying to
Slacks
hit
at
the gas
red.
outside, tried
They
to
were
chase
just
the
so
ball.
focused
That
on
was
him there.
The carrot on the end of the stick. Well, it turns out it was leading them off a cliff.
We talked about that pace of play and how quickly they played on Vertigo. It's not exactly surprising that they would go back to it here. It's just surprising that it's taken them this long, if anything. We've seen them maybe try to run it a little bit faster at times, but definitely not the same way. And that's partially due to the fact that it is Nuke. You don't exactly get away with playing the map that way like you can on a map like Vertigo.
What's Liquid's
But
first match with Twist?
this
It's
time
more
they go
than
for it,
likely. So I
and it's
didn't know
just
this until Elise told me
well read and
yesterday
countered
in
by
the
M80.
chat.
You've got
But
this aggressive
they're
play
going to
from
play
Manx
the
who
open
completely
qualifier,
shuts it down with a
which
3K
is
spray
basically
down.
around
And the
like
remaining
just
2
at the start of the
players,
year
one of them's barely alive.
for the
Duo with
major. You're not
7
gonna
HP.
you're not
He
gonna
was
see
top
him playing
20.
an official this year. I
So now
don't
he's
think.
trying to make his way outside. It's a headshot angle. That's playing to his favor. Actually, no, that was Marky. Excuse me. D-Wills was at a distance.
And the
There's some
reason,
tap shots
so
to find the final kill
America's
of the round.
region
Kennedy
gets their
dancing their way
legend
closer to
spot,
double
but
digits
Liquid
as there's
doesn't
9
get
rounds
an
now as
auto
they move
invite
to the
because
12th and
they
final
don't
round
have
of the first
3
half.
remaining players anymore. They only have 2.
There's a slick bit.
Sorry,
of
they don't even have
from
2.
Manx to get the player up top.
Oh wait, no, they do have 2. They do.
Well done. I mean, this has just turned into an absolute beatdown. Reminder for Nouns, this is their map pick, but we did have some question marks about it coming in, and turns out we were right to. We were right to question just exactly how favorable this would be. M80 have started to really cement themselves
No,
as,
Phil,
as
it's
being
the
that
3
echelon of
players
teams
from the
where
core that
the
like
rest of
got
NA
the spot.
is having trouble touching them, right?
It's
You-
not just
obviously,
having 3
complexity
NA
of
players.
Liquid
That's not the issue. It's not
coming
who.
back
It's
into
not
NA,
the
already
regions
claiming
they're
them
from. It's you have to
in a
have
class of their own right now.
the people on the
But
roster that
M80
qualified
is pushing
previously.
to be that next chunk down.
Any primers
They're
or
showing
prime
why here,
forgetters?
but Nouns might just have a little bit more fight left in them. A TK doesn't help.
Hey, Nouns,
A
thank you
TK
so much for
really
the
doesn't
5
help. I
gifted.
don't
Thank you,
know
beautiful.
what Wheels
Appreciate
just
you.
saw.
Sorry, it's not going better for you guys, but I
Nouns
do
have made
appreciate the
disadvantages.
5.
Nouns look to plant the bomb on A. Holding off this retake is going to be a tough ask.
Hopefully, my explanation of things,
Plenty of flashes to get
didn't
over
piss
the
you
lip.
off
There's plenty
earlier.
of smokes to set up a defuse. There's going to be pressure on in a moment. And Nouns, they've gotten towards the lobby to try and counter this. Mobs all the while creeping closer on this flank. They're just trying to buy time. They're not trying to make that contact, but now they have. And so they're looking back for Mobs. He's still going to strike, still going to connect.
Maybe CJ can win the 1v2. He gets one.
He's got the first, but no more.
And two.
Time enough for the defuse.
Peachy, thanks for the 5-month primer. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Digits as we head into the second half.
Strong first half from M80, sure.
Taco, my bad. Thank you so much for your
10-month
resub, Taco, you beautiful human.
I'm curious to see what Rob has in store for us today.
You know, he just spends the whole half cooking this up.
I think he partially prepares it ahead of time, and I think sometimes he just shoots off the cuff. Whatever gifts he can find that are not necessarily offensive, but maybe tilting. We got nothing. I'm disappointed.
What we got? Oh! Is it gonna turn off Flom? It's called Flom.
It's pretty good.
All right.
It is a good picture. It's a pretty good picture. It is a great picture, though. It's freedom in one picture.
Fused with a Norwegian. Cynic.
He's always
Give him a
cooking.
chance here. Mobs, though, taking two. Sets up Rec in the clutch.
All right, wait.
Bombs
Nouns, you absolutely need
exposed. That's
this.
the problem.
Don't
Smoke
let
goes to
Rec
make it
do
a
the
little bit more
thing.
confusing. Rec, dipping,
Oh
diving,
my god,
dodgy.
that's
He's got it.
actually
Does he know
so
Avengers?
smooth.
Oh my god, he's down.
Oh my
Does he
god.
know the audio cue? They don't know.
The
They don't
fact
know
that
he's
he
gotten down.
didn't
When the
get
smoke fades,
hit
they're gonna
is
realize there's no
so
bomb and there's no
stupid.
Rec. This is
I am so annoyed.
masterful maneuver.
I
They've
do
been
that. I
hoodwinked.
get tagged once. They
Bamboozled.
just light me the fuck up.
And now he's got himself in position. He's got to be careful that he's playing around the silo on site. Now it's a 1v1. This is manageable. The pistol, though, just doesn't quite connect.
Okay.
But man,
Just
what a way to
Bach with
start
the
things
Twitch
off.
primer. Thank you. One off the scam train again.
Could have been basically a game sealing.
No, but
pistol
Phil, they have
round,
to be on the.
as that would've
It's
put
team
Nouns,
based.
or M80, excuse me, in a position that Nouns just
Team
wouldn't
based.
have been able to recover because we swapped the teams again, Mr. Tier 1 Observer.
I just look at the names and know
I know
who's
an
on the
observer.
teams. It's great.
I know. Oh, that's what I was doing too. I know an observer who's named after a car who would never make that mistake.
Yeah, but he would miss the simple no scope out of heaven on cash.
Never.
Brandon with the
Never.
18-month primer. Thank you. Appreciate
I
you.
like how you were willing to claim Team Liquid as our own. My
Shout, I'm
favorite
looking for
round
hot girthy
is
rollers
going
and I'm
to
matching
be
all
when
gifted.
Liquid plays at an event.
Somebody
and they
clip that and send it to
inevitably chant
Prius.
USA, despite the fact that there is not a single American on that roster.
Hang on,
It's
hang
two
on.
Canadians, a Dane, a Latvian, and a
Hang on.
Brazilian player
Hang on.
coach.
In Counter-Strike, we are all one. We are America. In Counter-Strike, when it comes to Counter-Strike, we are America. I won't lie to you. Last year, I tried
The
to
Europeans
get the
get to
Dallas
do it.
crowd
Why
sing
can't
"Oh
we?
Canada for twists, and they would
Crown,
not
thanks
do
for
it.
the primer. Thank you very
They
much. I
don't
appreciate
know
you.
the words. I don't think.
Well, no, I got one Canadian to start leading
Sad
it.
King,
and
thanks
then
for the
he just
100
got
biddies.
booed into silence. It was
Yeah.
it was one of the tough moments. One of the tough moments out
Hi, I'm
there.
new
I
with
think I know the
something.
first line to "Oh Canada."
I
and
knew I'm married.
Two of the
Oh,
words
Canada.
are in the name of the song.
Oh, he's
we
Well,
have it-
chat,
we have it sung in
thanks to
French
Twitch's
by our
update to
observer here.
Twitch TOS today, the number one
I know
trending
that.
thing in my
Different language.
Twitter is, what is it? Artistic nudity.
Well, they're still NA. They're still NA, so we will absolutely chant USA.
All right, too much, too much.
I believe we lost Cynic. That's so we have this
Too
blue
much.
screen of death.
Too much.
Maybe
That's
that's what
old
they
school,
saw.
dude.
This
Let's
is
get
an
this shit
old
out of me.
BSOD. This is actually Windows XP.
Is this Windows XP?
It's feel nostalgic.
And there's Flom.
Flom's hacking our system. He's in the mainframe.
What do you think Flom's beard smells
Yummy.
like? I want to say sandalwood. I'm going sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
I've never sniffed his beard.
Why
I
not?
can't. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that.
Colossus with a 2-month
Yeah.
primer. Thank you.
Never thought
You
of
hear
that.
that,
did ya?
Chat,
Flom? Apparently, the
will-
next time I see you at an event, I
How
have
many-
to smell your beard.
How many
so I can
gifted?
figure
I'll
what it
leak
smells
what
like.
the
Yeah,
scent
we
of my
need to know.
beard
Do
is.
the research, Mike.
Well, at least what I
Like,
put in
Flom
there.
will be avoiding me at all
Do you-
events forevermore
You
now.
have one of those weird beard
He will
nets
be
on.
dodging me. It was the funniest thing at Dallas. I was.
How do we give
I
subs
was
to the
wandering
production guy?
around
I'm paying him
backstage, and they had
enough,
Flom,
Nouns.
And his co-streaming setup was just in like. So production was in like one of the back rooms of the arena space, right?
Yeah.
Zero
Right, just this
gifted.
massive room, and there's one end of the room is all production, and the
5
other
and
end of the
I'll
room
tell
is,
you
like,
the
where they're
exact
storing all their stuff
scent.
that they need to grab at various points.
And
then in
Nori
the
can
middle,
confirm. Nori doesn't actually
just
like it that much, but I love it.
far
It smells
removed
like
from
fucking
any other
crack to
human
me.
being it's possible. It's this lonely stream setup, and I see this out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what's going on? Oh my god, it's Flom. They've just got Flom stuck in a corner here.
Gasoline.
I haven't
Imagine.
seen Eric in quite some time. Miss you, bud. But we're back in the action.
I don't leave my house,
And
but
it is M80 who is
now
very much
thank you so much for
trying
the
to
5
close the
gifted.
game
Chat,
out.
I owe you.
Obviously, getting the plant there puts them in a
Do we have a 5 during
pretty
this
good position
camera?
for the purchase. So they're bringing some rifles. That's some Tech 9s
Is it
as
5?
well.
How many do I owe you?
But we've seen this net success for both teams.
The scent
We'll see if it
of what
pays
I
off
throw in
here.
my beard is called sweet tobacco. Chat. There you
M80
go.
really just wants to keep their foot on the gas pedal. Do not surrender any semblance of control because keep in mind, M80 was down a hefty helping of rounds in map 1 and they brought it back. So they know it's possible to just watch games fumble away.
You told us that? That's how you knew I didn't lie to you. I've told you
Pretty
before.
sensitive, though.
I just
There's
got 5
no
gifted
one
out
here
of it.
whatsoever
I'm
for
just
now.
a
They have
businessman
no
doing
presence lower.
business.
The problem is the bomb's gonna have trouble linking up. They do have another salvo. Nope, so one more smoke. I was thinking there was a second in there, but nothing to pair with it. So getting this bomb down secret.
What brand? It's a brand that's like made by a guy that's in Vegas that gives it to the barbershop that I go to.
Swinging, which is interesting. And how on earth have you won this duel?
Not till I've had my coffee next to the 14-month primer. Thank you.
Damage taken back the
What
other
up, Bobby?
way. B Wills is gonna get active through the squeak door.
Let's see it.
They could
Yeah,
try and link up,
4v4.
join up ramp.
Let's see what we got.
Actually, not a bad read right now. It's one player responsibility
Oh,
for ramp
the
and
ramp.
lower.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go. They're gonna link up. They're gonna join up. Cynic's trying to rotate into support, but I think he's too late
Carson's
for it.
gonna fight it.
The bomb is
They might
in
not
fact
expect it.
down.
They did
Carson's
not.
ready for it.
Well
the trade's
done.
not there. Spacing was not perfect. Now they might just have an
Always
opportunity.
Super Tuscan. How you doing, man?
Really needed that kill to make this round a possibility. Swisher just doesn't have enough room to rumble, and he needs to die. He knew it. That's why the knife came out. Needed to avoid getting clocked. And so Nouns, hold on.
Started out nicely with that duel outside. The fact that he doesn't take any damage with the Galil at this distance against an M4.
Gone camping with a gifted sub to Super
Impressive,
Tuscan. Super
but
Tuscan, welcome back,
ultimately the
dude.
round does
Love to see it.
go the other direction as they just can't really manage to capitalize off that early success. So
No,
we'll be
there's
back down
another
to
one that I
Pistol
have,
Town
like
with
smell
M80
wise, but that shit's way too strong.
as they
It
very much
literally,
just look for a plant out of this one, trying to get that extra cash.
I
coming to the next
smell
round. Now
like
we gotta
I've
cut
been
the lead
cutting
down to
wood
5 rounds, doubling
for
up their total.
20
Still nice
hours.
lead outside to get things started.
and it
We've got
doesn't smell
Swisher
bad. It's just so
and
unbelievably
one more
strong.
sitting outside, just doing their best, but they never
Tyler,
count.
thanks for the
Pistols out. Nice
41-month
shot coming
reset.
in
Thank
from
you.
Malbs.
Appreciate you.
That'll take Carson out of the equation for now. It's back to a 4-on-4, even strength.
Potent. Yeah. It fucking,
Damage
dude,
aggression
because it
outside
sits in my beard, right? I just
Wild,
fucking
though.
smell
Look
it.
at how little there is around the map. If they rock ramp right now fast, I mean, there's just no way to read it. But if they did, well, now they're wondering what on earth is going on. Why are we seeing so many people outside all the way on this push?
Oh, that's
All right.
expensive.
Slacks will punish one. Still far from making this round a possibility. but Malbs has come back.
2v3, but oh well.
The Nouns have decided they want to commit to this fight. Slacks gets caught, smokes up. Malbs
Never
is-
Never
Malbs
count
got
out
his own
mobs of the
danger.
Deagle.
Gonna reload here.
Bruh.
Cynic punished. Cynic punished. B Wills on high. Malbs can't quite connect on that next shot.
Minute and a half
Time was
left,
getting
chat.
short anyway. Would have probably been all right for Nouns, but that round a lot friskier than perhaps.
I've
it
seen
needed.
mobs do some things. All right, chat.
Good economic damage, at least to a certain degree. Taking bodies out of play, making sure these rifles don't have as much staying power in the rounds. Again, when you talk about balance economically, you want to survive with 3 at all costs. But
Honestly, dude, I
when
want
you have
to.
that swing
I
in the other
should
direction
spend
with
way
3
too much
die,
money on
you
beard
obviously
oil
end up in
again
a
and get.
position where you can't afford to buy.
There
that
is a
third
brand that I
person.
really like, guys. If you guys ever want
Those
to try
two
it,
will
if
be
you guys
able
got
to
a
drop,
beard,
but that third
it's called
guy's
Bearded
kinda
Chap,
built out on an island.
but it's
We'll see
made
how
in
things shake
Australia,
up here,
and
as
that
we will
shit's
have
so
a full
fucking
buy coming in from
expensive.
both teams.
But I promise you, you won't
The
find
pressure's gotta be
something.
on M80 a little bit,
better.
even though this is a 10-5 lead.
Not-
they're on
not
the T
Nad.
side, feeling
Not
good after a
Nad.
strong 10-2
Way
half.
too fucking expensive.
Everyone
I've only
knows
bought
that this
2
map
bottles
can be
ever.
punishing, can be brutal on this T side.
And I made that shit last, but
And indeed, flashes on, looking for this fight, looking for this engagement. B-Wills gets active.
should get
We've seen him do
JKS
this
to
a
send
few
you
times.
some
He's screaming
true.
through hot.
I should just get
Taking
JKS to
that
be my
spacing
fucking
towards
beard
lobby.
oil dealer. Holy fuck, I never thought about that.
And they will get Swisher down secret again. But
Maybe
you
I can get
have the
Sponge. Wait,
space.
dude, I think he's in Australia right now.
Always netted results. Marky wants to go.
Gone camping with the gifted sub to Spartan Jack. Thank
Squeeze
you.
Back out. Anticipating this fight, anticipating this aggression. He's looking the right way at the right time. Swisher's got the right idea, but needs to hit the headshot. He's
JKS
actually
needs
past
a
the angle.
job now, dude. That's fucked. But also,
now they know.
dude,
They
like
know
he
about
could
Swisher.
just. It's kind of genius.
a
We
lot
just
of
get a couple
resources to
shipping
finding it.
containers of that shit.
2 players in ramp. Carson behind the box isn't red, but the shot still lands. Slacks, what an adjustment. Now Cynic under pressure. They can still take this up top. They don't have to commit, and that's indeed what they're doing. B-Wills, though, pushes back in. B-Wills, oh, taking this round under full control. Swisher needs this kill if he's going to make this happen. If he's
Said
going to make
this
this
a lot
a
about B-Wills,
possibility.
but he
20
always
seconds.
reminds me of like a
Has to go
NAF
up,
type
but he
player.
knows it.
Wait,
They're gonna
wait,
hold the
wait. He
line.
knows. He saw him.
Cynic will not
Oh,
miss. Bet on himself, and he delivered.
good patience from Cynic knowing Swisher wanted that. Good patience.
What does your beard smell like, Mark?
You know, I used to use a nice cedarwood oil that had hints of like, it smelled like pipe tobacco.
Dude,
Which
what the
is
fuck?
ironic as someone who has never smoked a thing in their life. That my
Me
beard
either.
would smell like pipe tobacco. But I feel like that's what beards are supposed to smell like. Is
Yo, pipe tobacco smells
Bro.
amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I also
What is Rob?
it's
Bro, where did
Yeah,
we get
Will
that one
Smith.
from again?
thanks, Will Smith. Yeah,
Perfect,
I
perfect.
also
Well
was
done,
never been a
Rob.
smoker, but my dad,
Bro, that
for
one's a
while when
minute.
I was
Where
growing
did
up,
we?
smoked a pipe.
It came from Emote Monday, right? But I don't remember where we got it from. Oh, the whale. That's right. That's right.
when I used to live, my childhood home was like right behind.
Chat,
the
that's
parks
me.
in
So
our
I'm on my
neighborhood where, like, all
31-year
the kids
bulk
would
right
play
now. That's
baseball,
me
softball,
on my
soccer, and football.
50-year bulk.
So I could like walk out my
Give
backyard
it time.
and jump right
Give
into
it
the park.
time.
Some of the dads would smoke pipes while watching their kids play softball, which sounds very 1950 of them.
Yeah.
And I would smell it while like sitting on the.
There
deck.
are
Yeah,
U.S.
back on
resellers
the
of bearded
shits.
chap. Wait, for
It
real?
was a very
Is this a new
strange
thing?
But yeah, they were all like lawyers too. They would sit there and smoke pipes. I just thought it was strange, very odd, especially at a 9-year-old softball game. But hey,
How much for you,
Live
dude?
your
Lava,
truth,
I've been
I
shouting out
guess.
Mythic League all day. Guys,
Chewing
if you're in
tobacco,
Mythic
you
Silver,
know, one
queue
or
the
the
fuck
other.
up. Levels 1 through
Oh,
6.
this kill, that's massive. Look at this. There's no one close to rotate. Marky's going to open the door. He's going to try. He's going to try, but it's pressure on. He can't really continue facing, and that's why. Peppered now down. This is trouble. This round could be getting out of whack. This ramp player, though, isn't being watched. Cynic able to get out the space created. Damage done by
Jesus.
Slacks. But he only finds
Oh,
the one
wait,
on
but
the
it's so
second
dangerous because he's still so low.
CJ's down the
Oh,
flank
my
on.
God.
A
Now
rifle
it's
can be picked
Swisher.
up, and Cynic hasn't made his way towards the site just yet, so now it's all about this defuse. And Cynic's not got a smoke. Swisher trying to bait shots. There's the tap on, drawing him back in. He wants it, but shot doesn't land.
Oh,
and
my
time is getting
God. And then
short.
he got to window.
Rifle's been gained. Cynic's been pulled off again, and he's a dead man.
Oh,
Dead
my.
to right.
Dude, not the
Swisher
half buy.
clutches it out, and M80 are in touching distance of closing this Mythic Cup.
fast play.
And their
down the ramp,
money
and they totally
should be
overwhelmed
fucked
the
here, I'm
lower
pretty
site.
sure. If I'm not
But it really
mistaken, let me
comes down
look.
to yet again another clutch performance from one of these players. We see it. It's Swisher in a 1v2 playing from vents with the tech.
Cynic played it well. I don't even. He just had to hit the shot. He
There's
didn't.
really not much that can be done. Cynic's
He
in
didn't
such
do
a
anything
bad
wrong.
spot.
It was
Time
just
is of
had to
the
hit that
essence.
shot when he
managed to
jiggle
throw
peeked
smoke
door.
to try to kind of section off the bomb. And he's just playing with him at that point. Buying time, jiggle peeking. He jiggle peeks the first time to grab a rifle. He couldn't get one. It was out of his reach. Then he grabbed
What
it.
happened to Fugly? I just saw Energy's team pro.
And then
Fugly
it's
has not
really
played
within his
Counter-Strike
reach.
on a
That round
professional
was
team, I think,
his
in
take. This is a lot of util outside. My goodness.
4 or 5 years.
Poor CJ gets flashed, naded, spammed, flashed again. He's never finding his way out of the smoke. And then as he finally gets his way out of the smoke, oh, what's that? Another flash and dead.
Yeah, their money's just chalked. Remember, guys, remember that round?
CJ. Carson,
So this
though,
is a.
it's a gun found.
No.
It's a rifle isolated. That's an
34
upgrade
months.
available.
Remember that
and
round that
Rocky
Swisher
locked
lost,
down
chat, in that
as well.
1v1 to
So pressure
Cynic?
on for
But he
M80.
took every gun with him. This is the
This is
price
not
you
great.
pay when
They've
those
gotta
kinds of
move.
rounds
They
happen.
know it. Marky, dynamic
But
play through the mini smoke.
MP9s,
It's bold, and it works.
it's how it makes CT economy not feel so bad.
Being able to fall back into it allows him to be a little bit bolder. Speak from the lockers. Again, a fight around the smoke. This is where it might be too much, but somehow it's still working. A 1v2 for Swisher. Another clutch required of him. He's able to get the bomb. There's a player already down Secret. He jumps into it. Oh my god, Swisher! Taking command here again. His third kill of the round. And he might just do it once more. It's him versus Cynic. It's a repeat of what we just had in the last round. Cynic coming through the vent. This time, though, Cynic has the rifle. He's been able to swap off of the AWP. He's going to open the door. There's the fight. There's the engagement. Never let him pass the choke
Swisher
point.
again.
It's all about this duel. And Swisher doesn't like it. He's going to move. There's no kit. There's no kit.
This reposition with him having no kit is...
This is so well played from Switcher. He's got position now. This is going to make it even more difficult for Cynic. He basically has to win the fight through this door, and Swisher knows it. So you can see him running. He's got this one in his grasp. All he has to do is bait out the shots, and that's exactly what he does. And the round is already lost. Very well played by Swisher in the 1v1. He wanted to take that initial fight.
The Swisher guy's pretty good,
for the jump up, and the timing almost worked out well for Cynic. Cynic
This Swisher guy's
almost
pretty
got the
good.
time and catching him jumping up on the box. But he falls off in time, and then he makes his way through the smoke. And once
I
he's in
really am,
control,
dude.
he's
M80
literally
plays
and
VP,
figuratively
right, on
in control
Friday?
room at that point.
He's had a tremendous map as a closer. He's had a tremendous map here. The number of rounds, I mean, he's taking space early on, right? He's flying in towards Secret. He's gaining the space outside. And yet he's the man who's closing. He's the man who's finishing off these rounds.
BO1 though, yeah, it's I remember it's that weird ESL format, right, where it's like two sets of BO1s, and then it's like then it's BO3s, right, for seeding.
Swisher keeps fighting. And he might just have netted them the map. There's an op up for Cynic. Interesting that that is the full commit. Financial priority because his teammates are bare bones. Bare bones. Pistols, SMGs, desperation. So Cynic is really betting on himself with his AWP to keep things under control. There's the first spot outside. CJ getting away unblemished.
Should be GG's here, right? Should be, but we'll see. It ain't over till it's
M80
over.
had a lot of success.
It would
battling out
be
here,
incredibly
taking
insane
this
if Nouns
space,
makes
getting
this
down
comeback,
Secret,
but
getting this control.
I mean, it
Go
was
right back to
somewhat
it.
similar scoreline on Vertigo.
There's the fly
But
in,
T-side
and
Vertigo.
That's difficult. You thought maybe that was going to be the
I don't
opener.
know,
It
they
ends
got
up being
CT
that
stabs,
anyway.
CT
So the
side
shot
nuke.
does come through from Cynic onto Rec. How does the T side react? With a long distance execution compliments of the Galil. Another kill coming in from Manx. That's Marky dropping. And you've now got this in a really rough spot for the CT side of Nouns. What's left standing here
Yeah,
is
there's
an
two
MP9, a
sec-
Deagle. You've got
They got
Carson
Swisher
who's
down low
scooped
as
up the op
well.
at least.
Yes,
But there's
should
one
be
trapped
GG.
in Mini, and they know it. He's just hemmed into the corner, trying to fight his way out of it. It's CJ, who's in just an absolutely terrible spot to find yourself in. Knows there's players on both sides, but they're a little bit timid with their approach. Finally, they take that fight, and it's all up to Carson. An op in hand, 12-6. Not exactly the situation you want to find yourself in if you're Carson.
Wasn't
Does
100%
at least
right.
get the first shot, 13 seconds left.
I
The
thought
flash
if
is
it
gonna
was
go
2-0,
through. They're
I
gonna go
thought
ahead and
Nouns
stick the
actually
plant on
would have
the
got
inside,
beat
so
by
it's gonna
more
be
on
a
the
retake,
first
and It's
map.
going to be an op holding the angle, and
Damn,
that's
GG.
a masterful shot straight to the dome.
GG,
As
GG.
M80 close things out 13-6. They find the win 2-0 over Nouns.
And I mean, even in that situation, you see
I was telling- I think I was telling Pete.
M80 are being and sealing the win, right? They know they have a player stuck in Mini. They're just keeping him
I
there.
thought
to
M80 would
allow
win.
Swisher to get in position to come
A lot
up
of
the
people
vent,
thought it'd go 3
double
maps,
swing with
but
the player from Secret.
I feel like
That's
Nouns
beautiful.
just gets
M80
stuck, man.
masterful
Like,
all the
the
way
engine,
through here in
once
this
the
Mythic
engine
Cup.
stops
With
going,
this
they
win,
can't,
I mean,
like,
they're first place
get it
winners,
going
the
again.
champions of the Mythic League, Mythic Winter Cup 2023, the highest honor in the Counter-Strike world, and also apparently they have all but confirmed their invite into the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, which is a pretty dang good bonus prize to go along with the $4,000 dues.
I
they've
prefer
earned for
first
place
13
as well.
or
And they even get to
MR.
keep those 6 points. So
Honestly, playing I
stay
like
winning.
MR12 more.
Mike, I got to make sure you know those hats aren't real. And now that you've said that on air, you
I
have
think
put-
Rob is
you put
committed to
Mythic League-
producing them and mailing them to them.
Yeah, I think now we have to. That's contractually obligated. Way to
I
go.
believe so. My word is law. It's often said. Many
All right.
people, respect exactly
Congrats,
what I say
M80.
goes. So we
Thank you
better
for
get
all the
working on
teams
those
that
hats right away.
participated.
They don't make
M80,
the
well
rules,
done.
unfortunately.
Good luck
They
in
don't make the rules.
Atlanta.
It's just the way that it is. Yeah, now you have to give
I
them
hope you
all
guys enjoyed
facial
watching
hair. I don't know how
Mythic
that's going
Cup.
to work. A lot of
Once
transplants.
again,
It's going
guys,
to be painful for sure, but it's worth
none
it.
of this event is possible without every single one of you that subs and plays the Mythic League. If you guys are in North America and have played it before or have not played it, exclamation point Mythic League. Would love to have you back, trying to get the hub revving up again, get more people in there, get it larger than ever,
It's probably as good as
continue to run more events. It literally cannot happen without it. So
Had to do it to me like that on the end. But look at
If you
this.
guys are in North America, please, please, please check it
Hair,
out.
Mark, look at all this beautiful
I
hair.
have hair. I just
We're gonna rate and
choose
host
not
somebody
to.
here. I've been live a little long today. I've been live. What am I at?
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Been
for
live
joining
13
us,
hours today,
everybody.
so,
This has been a lot of fun. We've had a good time here on the Mythic League. Mythic
Bye,
League
Mike.
Cup.
Thank you,
Thanks to
Bach.
all
Thank you,
of
Mike.
dudes,
Thank you,
Quam
JRT.
and Slove and Ches and the team for having us back. Thanks to Rob and Ches for making this production happen. Thanks to all of you for tuning on in.
Host Coop. I hosted Coop yesterday.
Of the Mythic League,
Did I?
Mythic
Or
Cup
did I do Stu yesterday?
2023. Add that one to the trophy cabinet, and we'll see you all for the next one.
Let's see. I might get Cooper again here. Might get Coop again here. Yeah, we'll do Coop. We'll do Coop. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody that participated. Thank you, Rob, Ches, Halo, Casters. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching, chat. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Rate and host big bold Cooper now. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Now let's get the raid going. I'll see beautiful humans back in the stream again tomorrow morning. I'll try to get on early for Blast, but just being honest with you guys, just being honest, I won't really be locked into these Blast matches until playoffs when they're a little bit, when I'm just waking up at 3 in the morning and not fucking like 1 in the morning, all right? Or 10 in the 10 p.m. until 1 in the morning, all right? So, talk to y'all later, chat. Be nice to Coop. Bye, y'all. Armando, thanks for the 34-month resub. Bye, chat. Hey,